in this all-Canadian matchup between Edmonton and Vancouver.
You just need pucks going in behind the goaltender. Shoot from anywhere, shoot often. Do not take away or look away a shot to make a better play, because every game you watch on TV at night, when you watch the highlights, there's always a bad goal that goes in. Well, a bad goal tonight could be the difference between playing the Dallas Stars or going golfing next week. So yes, I believe both teams will be shooting often, and we are going to see tonight which goaltender is able to bounce back from earlier struggles in this series, whether it be Skinner or Sheeloff.
So they don't have Besser. We talked about that. They do have belief. We know that Rick Tocchet has brought that to the fold here in Vancouver. You know what Edmonton has? The two most dynamic offensive players in the playoffs the last 3 years. And they played a lot of hockey over the last 3 years. The Oilers are, this is the 7th playoff series they've played. They're trying to get to their 8th. At the end of the day, the Oilers have Connor and Leon.
They do. It's funny. Reed was asking John Shannon earlier, which unsung hero do you think we're going to notice tonight in this game? And Dylan Holloway was the name that was brought up, and 100%. But to me, Game 7s are made for superstars. The difference between a good player and a great player is the great player comes through in big moments. Leon and Connor have done that consistently. Some players tonight, you're wondering what you get out of them. You're not wondering what you're going to get out of Leon. You're not wondering what you're going to get out of Connor. You're going to get their best effort. And hopefully, the best effort from those two tonight will be enough to propel the Oilers to victory. But, yeah, there's no question marks when it comes to Leon and Connor in big moments. They always seem to come through.
That's because they want the puck, Rob. That's part of the reason why. They want it running through them, and they can get something done when they get it.
No, that's what we talked earlier with Reed, that when you go through a dressing room or at the end of the game, for example, tonight in overtime, something happens and you're awarded a penalty shot and the coach looks down the bench. Who wants to take the penalty shot? Not every player puts his hand up. They don't. Some players don't want that pressure. Some players, he's better than me. But the great ones, I want it. Nope, I want that on my shoulders. Leon and Connor are like that. They want it on their shoulders. They want this game to be their, I don't know if it's a coming out party or an exclamation mark. This is me. I am a superstar in this league, and this is why.
That's Rob Brown. He'll join Reed Wilkins during the first and second intermission. The players have come to the ice. Game 7 awaits. Jack Michaels will have the call. Rogers Arena up next on 40 Oilers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Legacy Heating and Cooling jingle auditions take one for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Zach Hyman. Are you ready, guys?
We were born ready. Heck yes, Nuge. Drop the beat. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. We freaking killed it, Nuge. That's what I'm talking about, Zachary Martin Hyman.
Nice guys. We're going to sell a lot of air conditioners.
Hey, doesn't Legacy offer no payments and no interest for a year on those?
Yeah, well, thanks for the assist on the copy points there, Nuge.
It's just what I do.
Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Straining to find the right home? You're going to love this. For a limited time, get back in the game with a free Oiler Fan Cave basement by Coventry Homes. This playoff package includes a free basement, plus an exclusive Oiler Fan Cave, complete with their signature customizable designs and top shelf finishes at no additional cost. Because flexibility is within reach. Coventry Homes, the official builder of the Edmonton Oilers.
Did you know that there are 9 Napa Auto Parts stores serving the greater Edmonton area and have been doing so for more than 50 years? Since Napa first opened in Edmonton, the community has grown and vehicles have changed, but you can always trust Napa Auto Parts to provide you with the expert know-how and the best vehicle parts. And if that isn't enough, every time you visit a Napa Auto Parts store when you present your AMA card, you receive an additional 10% discount on all retail parts and accessories. Visit your local Napa Auto Parts store for more offers and expert know-how. Napa Auto Parts is a proud fan of the Edmonton Oilers.
This is Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinal. Your Coventry Home starting lineup for the Edmonton Oilers: Stuart Skinner and Ned, Derek Ryan, Ryan McLeod, and Warren Fogle. Defensively, Nurse and Desharnais. Ringside for the anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land. True patriot love in all of us command.
exclusive NHL broadcast.
There he shoots and scores. Now it's Draisaitl off to Connor McDavid. Centers Kane for the hat trick. He scores.
All the action called by the voices who know the game inside and out.
This crowd explodes.
Bob Stauffer and Jack Michaels on the Oilers Radio Network.
This is the 197th Game 7 in the history of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The first one, perhaps, an omen of great things to come. 1939, the Boston Bruins beat the New York Rangers in triple overtime. The Oilers had their own story to write tonight after a series of pulsating Game 7s over the course of their own star-studded franchise history. Good evening, everyone. Alongside Bob Stauffer, I'm Jack Michaels from our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth, and here we go. The start of Game 7. Ryan McLeod and JT Miller. Puck is dropped. We're underway. Darnell Nurse shoots it in. Edmonton in the white, trimmed with orange and blue, thundering into the offensive zone left to right. Here's Fogle with a centering pass. Denied entry by Ilya Mikheyev, who draws back into the Vancouver lineup and will play with Elias Pettersson and JT Miller to start. In over the line and quickly recovered was Desharnais behind the net. Darnell Nurse failed to play that puck significantly, so Miller comes over, and it's Pettersson who tugs it back to Mikheyev, who's been in a nightmarish scoring slump. Miller puts it back down low, and that hulked out a play over the plexiglass and into the protective mesh. 38 seconds into the scoreless first period. We'll remind you that Coventry Homes, presenting your starting lineup each and every Stanley Cup playoff game, offers flexibility within reach. Get back in the game, customizable designs from Coventry, the official builder of the Edmonton Oilers, who now send out Leon Draisaitl between Kane and Holloway. Kane and Holloway both scored in Game 6 when Edmonton won decisively 5-1 off the draw. Whistled wide by Ian Cole from distance, and a rebound played by Kulak over to Draisaitl. The Oilers bust out left to right. Here's Ceci, long shot and a save made by Artie Shelovs, the starting goaltender for the Vancouver Canucks. It was, of course, Cody Ceci who opened the scoring 2 years ago against LA in Edmonton's last Game 7. That was assisted by McDavid, who then sealed it with a late third period goal. 2-0 Edmonton over LA in the last Game 7 that the Oilers have played. They're 7-4 all time.
55 seconds into the game. We haven't seen Connor McDavid's line yet.
Draisaitl off the draw. Nikita Zadorov up the left-hand side. It was McDavid who played more than 27 minutes in that game against LA. Bob, many people believe that's his best ever game. Lead pass left wing, and Draisaitl after it. The Stanley Cup playoffs leading scorer with 23 points coming in, including 13 in this series thus far, averaging better than 2 points per game. He'll guide it to Kulak. Round around, Dylan Holloway, who opened Game 6 of scoring. Here he fires, save it, rebound, one save, Shelovs. He denied Brett Kulak. A sterling effort to keep Edmonton off the board. In the first 90 seconds, Bob, I thought it was in.
Me too.
Ceci grappling with the puck against Dakota Joshua. Teddy Bluger will dump it in. Shelovs, this is his 10th playoff game. That's more than he's played in the regular season. Only 2 other goalies in the history of the NHL can say that. Offside are the Canucks. Gord Henry back in the early 50s with Boston, and Red Almas, who I know Bob knew we'd talk about tonight for the 1947 Detroit Red Wings. So
Never had Red.
I mean, I'll tell you what. Shelovs is on uncharted territory, but he starts off the game brilliantly.
What a save off of Kulak.
McDavid is back on now for Edmonton for his first shift of the game. He's out there with Nugent Hopkins and Hyman off the draw. Phil DiGiuseppe will dump it in. Here's Matthias Ekholm up the left-hand side, paired with Evan Bouchard. Soucy lost the handle. Regained for Vancouver up the center, and then Oman put it back to Tyler Myers. The big story tonight, of course, no Brock Besser for Vancouver. That's 47 goals out of your lineup, including 9 against the Oilers. Beautiful move by Nugent Hopkins through the neutral zone, and a wrist shot fought off by Shelovs. Nugent Hopkins, a goal and 2 assists. the other night in the 5-1 vanquishing of the Canucks. McDavid had assists on 3 of those 5 goals, but here is cross-ice pass not fielded cleanly by Bouchard. Nugent Hopkins gives it back to him, and now he'll change as Bouchard drifts back into his own zone. Only Bobby Orr in the history of the Stanley Cup playoffs has averaged more points on the back end per game than Evan Bouchard. Up the right-hand side, Sam Carrick gets it in deep. Heavy hit on Connor Brown. Around the boards, Darnell Nurse, left point for the Edmonton Oilers. Vancouver with wins in games 1, 3, and 5 of this series. Edmonton 2, 4, and 6. And now we're in a game 7, and the Canucks muscle it back through center. Vancouver in the blue and green with white numerals and letters. And Hoglander gets it in deep. Vinny Desharnais to play it.
For this fourth line, they got their top line, but looks like the Oilers are going to be comfortable. Line 3 going against the Miller line tonight.
Desharnais up the middle. That was tipped. Darnell Nurse up the right-hand side. Shot in by Derek Ryan. And then after it, and looking to clear, Ian Cole in his 9th game 7. And with his 5th different team, only one player in the history of the NHL has played in more game 7s with more teams. Cole has it redirected out of play. Isn't that amazing? Ian Cole has played in 9 game 7s. This is his 5th different club. Now, Pat Maroon ties him with 5, but there's one guy with 6. I'll give you a few minutes to think about it, Bob. It's a guy that retired well within our viewing pleasure. He was in the league as recently as 17 years ago. Draisaitl will dig in. Played more than 1,000 games in the NHL.
Obviously, yeah. So got it bounced. Mike Sillinger?
No. Brian Smolinski.
Oh, smoke. How could I forget that?
Here's Ian Cole up the middle. It's a great trivia question. Dakota Joshua over the line. Garland right circle wrist shot, and he blistered it wide. He scored the game winner from about that spot in game 1. Now he tries to force it inside, but Dylan Holloway able to take it over. A little too far for Leon Draisaitl. 4 minutes gone by, scoreless in the first period. Ian Cole up the right-hand side, looking to get it out. McCabe does. 3-on-2, Vancouver right to left. Zadorov left wing, a centering pass. Holloway lifted the stick brilliantly on Elias Lindholm, who was held off the score sheet in Saturday's game 6. Sent in deep by Cece. Shelovs tugs it over to JT Miller. Scored the game winner in this building on Thursday with 33 seconds to go. Pettersson through the neutral zone. Miller right wing. McDavid draped all over him. McCabe tries to center, and that went off the stick of Pettersson. A good look for Pettersson, but he did not handle puck cleanly. He's not had a very good playoffs. A heavy collision with Echo. Miller tries a shot, save made by Skinner. Rebound spilled into the slot, punched away from Roenick by Nugent Hopkins, and here comes Zach Hyman. Burst the speed down the right-hand side, a shot, save. Rebound loose. Bouchard fires, and a save made. Shelovs. The initial shot by Hyman was perfect in terms of kicking that rebound out into the slot, but the Oilers couldn't come up with it. We remain scoreless with 5 minutes gone by in the first period. The Oilers have outshot the Canucks 6-1 in the early going.
Lots to like in Edmonton's game in the transition, but if you're a Canucks partisan, you're excited with Shelovs right now. He's stopping pucks.
Off to a terrific start. Save percentage .898 in the playoffs, which matches his regular season total coming in. This is 10th playoff game, 9 regular season games over 2 years. Sam Carrick off the draw, the puck squirts free. Carrick flanked by Matthias Janmark and Connor Brown. Janmark had a hat trick to polish off Minnesota in 2021. That was in a game 7. Puck deflects out and over the glass all the way into the Edmonton zone while the faceoff neutral ice. Corey Perry, who would be Edmonton's senior guy when it comes to game 7s, a healthy scratch as he was for game 6.
Well, there's no question Carrick gave him something. 6 hits, 58% in the circle, and about 10 minutes worth of time on ice.
Against Pius Suter, he wins the face-off cleanly. Back to Darnell Nurse, who sends it over to Vinny Desharnais up the right-hand side. Carrick out towards center. Roenick tries to hit Sam Lafferty, who, like McCabe, draws back in the lineup after being a healthy scratch the last 2. Finishes his check in the corner with Hoglander joining the fray. Lafferty in the mix. Hoglander who scored Vancouver's only goal in Game 6. Hughes to Hronek, right point shot, took too long, had it blocked. And McDavid was off to the races. He thought that shot block was going forward. Instead, Janmark will clear out to center. Hughes from Hronek, and he'll snap it in deep. Skinner to knock it down. 6 minutes having elapsed. We're scoreless in the first period of Game 7. The winner to advance to take the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference Final. Turnover, McCann, backhander denied! Stuart Skinner with a left skate save! And McCann continues to be snake bit. Another shot off of Skinner. He's got 1 goal in 60 games. McCann fighting off traffic and then had his puck deflected over the glass and into the protective mesh. Ilya Mikheyev, a drag move, tried to get around Stuart Skinner, who flicked out the left skate, forced it wide. Mikheyev didn't make contact with Skinner's skate, but because he spread it all the way to the post, Mikheyev had it slide off his backhand, and he continues to be snake-bitten around the net. 13:44 to go in the first. Edmonton ducks around Vancouver's first real scoring chance, and we remain in a scoreless tie. This is Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinal. The Oilers Radio Network.
Athletes know that to advance your career, you've got to be part of a winning team. So, what about you? Are you working for a winning team? Well, here's your chance to do just that. Brandt is a strong and stable industry leader with career opportunities across Canada. We have hundreds of positions available right now, from parts, sales, positioning technology, heavy-duty mechanics, and more. Be a part of a winning team. Earn your stripes by joining Brandt today. Find out more at BrandtJobs.com.
Live sky high with remarkable units for rent and for sale at Sky Signature Suites. Currently offering amazing incentives on 1- and 2-bedroom rentals featuring designer finishes, resort-like amenities, and breathtaking views. All of this and more within the heart of Ice District, Edmonton's best address for shopping, dining, entertainment, and fun. Visit SkySignatureSuites.com and make your home high above the ordinary.
McDavid trying to come in with speed. Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores!
Hey, Edmonton. Rogers wants you to stay connected to your Edmonton Oilers.
Connor McDavid! Fantastic!
Catch every goal on Canada's largest and most reliable 5G network with Rogers 5G mobile plans. To learn more, visit Rogers.com/5G. That's Rogers.com/5G.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app. This is the Oilers Radio Network.
Face-off win for Leon Draisaitl to Stuart Skinner's right-hand side. The Oilers and the Canucks 0-0 here in Game 7. Draisaitl hits the line, drop pass. Kane a shot and a save made. Kane on a 4-game point streak. Draisaitl's at a point in all 11. Here's Ekholm from Bouchard. Centering pass off of Kane directly to Dakota Joshua, who turned it back over. Second effort, he's able to muster a pass to Connor Garland. Right wing, wrist shot deflected into the waiting glove of Stuart Skinner, who's 11-9 all-time in the postseason with an .882 save percentage. But in this series, as Bob has noted, just .822. He was not really tested on Saturday when the Oilers locked the Canucks down and permitted them just 15 shots.
And a pivot here from Rick Tocchet. He's going to put not the Miller line out against McLeod, Fogle, and Ryan. He's going to put his third line out there.
It's interesting. We have not seen a lot of Connor McDavid thus far in the game. 13:15 to go in the first period. Face-off win for McLeod. Spun to Cody Ceci up the right-hand side. Served up Fogle. Got it in deep. Quinn Hughes back to gather for Vancouver. Run off the puck by Ryan McLeod to Derek Ryan. Wrist shot into the clutches of Artur Shilovs, the 23-year-old Latvian rookie, 6th-round pick 2019. Began the year as the organizational number 3, but stepped in when Casey DeSmith, following a victory over Nashville, couldn't go, and Shilovs has earned the trust of Rick Tocchet immediately.
First time McDavid Miller head-to-head. That time a great play by McLeod. He angled off Hughes, and the Oilers got a good look from Derek Ryan.
Shilovs just the save percentage of .879. in his own right in this series, so it's not like he's played spectacularly. Face-off win for Miller, up the left-hand side, out of the reach of Pettersson, but he knocked it away from Bouchard, and the puck exits the zone. Here's Pettersson. Tried to give it up for Myers. McDavid took it away, and then it was slung off the corner glass and out of play by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. 12:44 to go in the first period. No score in the hockey game. This is Game 7. Again, Thursday night, Dallas, Game 1 for the winner. That's their reward. The Western Conference Final. Shots are 8-2 Oilers thus far.
Shilov's has been good.
Spectacular save on Kulak. Skinner forced McCann to go wide, and he flicked a backhander off the outside of the goalpost.
And that was the best chance of the game, that one.
McDavid won the faceoff. Sent in deep. Myers back behind, looking to give it up. Nugent-Hopkins redirected to Miller. He got sandwiched by Hyman. The puck rolls free, however, and will be carried out by Mikheyev. Pettersson fires it to the opposite corner, and that'll be gobbled up by Matthias Ekholm. He'll reset for Edmonton. Canucks are 6-6 all-time in Game 7s. Their last Game 7, a shutout loss to Vegas back in 2020. That was in the bubble. Sent in deep by Edmonton. And the Canucks are able to get an easy clear, but Bluger put too much on it, and it turns into an icing call. Desharnais short-strided, and with 8 minutes gone, indeed, Edmonton will get an offensive zone draw here, trying to unlock the scoreless tie.
Leon Draisaitl at 53% in the playoffs. We think he's playing through a core issue. Of course, he was near 57% in the regular season.
8 goals, 23 points in the postseason off the draw. Shot nearly dropped by Shilovs. I think he did drop it into his equipment. Fought it off with a glove hand, and at times he has not been sure-handed with the catching glove in this series. A face-off coming to his right.
I mean, that was just a hope shot there from Darnell Nurse.
Shilovs made it adventurous, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Wasn't sure where it was.
Vancouver has permitted just 6 goals after their prior 4 losses in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They've been outscored in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and yet they're in Game 7 of the second round. Dakota Joshua lumbers off the draw up to center ice, cut off by Draisaitl. Canucks are able to knife it in. Connor Garland wrapped up in the corner with Darnell Nurse. And now Desharnais comes over to lay some lumber on Elias Lindholm, and bringing it the other way will be Leon Draisaitl left to right. Around Joshua, gives it up to Evander Kane. Wide open Holloway. Shot blocked. Getting down to deny was Zadorov. Thought he had something there, Bob, and a clear by Lindholm up the left-hand side.
Excellent defensive play by Zadorov.
Steered in by Dakota Joshua and handled by Stuart Skinner. 11:15, clock rolling, first period. Game 7 scoreless thus far. Edmonton has gotten at least 1 goal in the first period of all 6 games in this series. Ryan ahead for Warren Fogle. Right wing shot deflected dangerously wide. McLeod on the rebound. Ryan hard around the boards. Kulak left point against Höglander. Put it behind the net for Ryan. And now McLeod comes off the goal line. Tried to reverse. Desharnais will step up assertively on the pinch against McCann. Right-hand side, he's cut off. Roenick tried to brush it out of the zone. Fogle keep it down low. Roenick cut it off. He's got the puck on his backhand. A weak flip. Batted down by Ryan, but it's going to be a hand pass. And now McLeod was flattened after the whistle by Höglander. And they'll quickly be separated by the 2 linesmen, Devin Berg and Johnny Murray, working with referees Chris Rooney and Jean Hebert. We'll see whether any penalties actually will be assessed here. Curiously enough, the team that's been awarded the first power play in all 6 games of the series has gone to lose the hockey game.
That is a strange stat.
It is very strange. So you want to take a dumb early penalty? Well, in this series, it's been victory. No harm, no foul after that altercation. Players separated.
9-1 are the shots on goal here, Jack.
Yeah, they've changed it from 8-2 to 9-1. Neutral zone faceoff upcoming, and both teams will send out new lines with 10:37 to go in the first period.
You mentioned stats. Did you see the stat last 3 years with the game that Chris Rooney is working? 11-0-1, the Vancouver Canucks when Rooney works a game. That is a big...
How did you uncover that?
Well, it was out there for the conspiracy theorists. He did work game 3 in this series. He had absolutely no effect on the game.
Vancouver did win it, though. Face-off. J.T. Miller pulled it back to Carson Soucy. Up the left-hand side, Elias Pettersson banged it off the wall with a backhander. Ekholm has it left for him by Stuart Skinner. Up the right-hand side, Evan Bouchard rifles a pass on target. Nugent Hopkins in the middle of the ice. McDavid. Nugent Hopkins saucered it over to Hyman, broken up. J.T. Miller on the puck for Vancouver. Cross ice off the boards. Punch forward by Pettersson. Line change Vancouver. Midway point, first period. No score in the hockey game. Here's McDavid dialing it up. Streaking down the right-hand side. Wrist shot off the rush and a glove save made by Sheelovs. Exactly 10 minutes having elapsed. Bagels on the board. And the Oilers at this point have outshot the Canucks by a healthy margin of 10-1. The best save of the game easily, Sheelovs on Kulak, backdoor.
And the best, they've had 2 point-blank looks. It's deceptive. Mikheyev with a great opportunity after giveaway from Vincent Desharnais. The Desharnais nurse tandem going to manage the puck.
Sam Carrick against Teddy Bluger, face off to the left of Sheelovs. And Bluger's going to be moved out of there. In his stead will be Niels Oman. Second-year guy. Originally a late-round pick of the Colorado Avalanche. Here's Kulak off the draw. Wrist shot sails wide. Rebound, Ceci. Squeezed through a check from Di Giuseppe. Tried to center, and that went through everybody. Skinner way out to handle this one. He'll leave it for Kulak and scramble back to his net. Kulak up the left-hand side. Good play by Janmark to get it in deep. Quinn Hughes will spin it up the board. Ceci to knock it down. Slithers down low, held in. Kulak. Cross ice. Janmark won't get there. Oman will, and he'll twist it down the right-hand side. Line change Vancouver. Kulak to Ceci. Chip softly behind the Vancouver defense. Myers after it along with Ian Cole, who fires a strike to Dakota Joshua. Fumbled away at center. Draisaitl to Desharnais, and Edmonton will take over. Left to right, Joshua with an interception to Cole, again up the left-hand side for Connor Garland. It's not been a great series for Ian Cole. Here's Lindholm trying to flick it out in front. Draisaitl the steal, and the Oilers will bust out with numbers. Draisaitl left wing, Kane fills the lane. Draisaitl shoots, and a save made by Sheelovs. Rebound Holloway. Put it behind the net, Ian Cole. Backhanded up to Dakota Joshua and dropped off for Elias Lindholm. He'll wrist it in from center, and a save made by Skinner. That's the second shot on net, credited to Vancouver. Desharnais reverses it back to Darnell Nurse with 8.5 to go in the first period. No score in the hockey game. Bounced off the skate of Soucy and back inside the Edmonton blue line. Soucy is the only Canadian-born skater in Vancouver's lineup. Turned over at center by Höglander, and now Bouchard, right-hand side. Connor McDavid wide open. Hyman a shot, and that's stopped by Sheelovs from distance. Rebound Nugent Hopkins. Left point, Ekholm. He'll wind it around, cut off by Tyler Myers, who has scored in 2 separate game 7s. Winning one. Soucy up the left-hand side. Shot in by Sam Lafferty. It's not always the usual suspects. Myers in Buffalo, a loss to Philadelphia 2011. That's the last playoff game the Sabres have played. And then he also got a goal in the clincher for Winnipeg, a Game 7 win on the road in Nashville 6 years ago. Here's Bouchard. Ekholm was on that team for Nashville. Here's a turnover by Sheelovs and funneled wide. Vogel and Ryan trying to hunt down that loose change in front. Pettersson will clear for Vancouver. And the Sheelovs almost gifted one Edmonton there. Quickly wrapped around the boards by Ceci to Bouchard, who took a hit to make the play. Vogel to Ryan McLeod, driving in left side. Sharp angle shot, fought off by Sheelovs. Rebound, Vogel put it into the feet of the goaltender, and Sheelovs will pounce on it with 7:14 to go in the first period. No score in the hockey game. Game 7, Edmonton, Vancouver, a trip to the Western Conference Final on the line. The Oilers have outshot the Canucks 12-2. Nothing to show for it just yet. We're back to Rogers Arena with more of Game 7 live on the Oilers Radio Network.
Ready to score big on your outdoor space? It's game time with Park Landscaping. Transform your backyard into a winning arena with Park Landscaping's expert team, from design to maintenance of lush lawns and state-of-the-art synthetic turf to inviting pools and captivating water features, Park Landscaping will make your outdoor space the MVP. Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in the game with Park Landscaping. Call 780-486-2744 today or email info@parklandscaping.ca.
There's only one line of trucks that's outsold all others for 58 years. Only one with the available Power Boost hybrid engine on select models that delivers performance and efficiency. It's the truck that all others are measured by. You know the one. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Right now, lease the 2024 F-150 STX with black appearance package at 2.49% APR for up to 24 months with 4,800 down. That's just $228 bi-weekly. Visit your Alberta Ford store or Ford.ca for details.
The Brick and the Edmonton Oilers both started right here in Edmonton back in the 70s. And we know nothing is more exciting than playoff hockey. We're next to you in the stands, painted blue and orange, cheering our hearts out. And when we're not there, we're in our stores, making sure you have everything you need to cheer them on in your home. We're proud of this city and its rich sports history. The Brick, supporting the Edmonton Oilers and fans right from the beginning. Let's go, Oilers. All games, all season. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
No score in Game 7, 7:14 remaining first period. Jack Michaels, Bob Stauffer with you in our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Leon Draisaitl, an ozone draw between Kane and Holloway. Ceci and Kulak defensively. The face-off taking place to the left of Artur Shilovs. Posted a rather ordinary .908 save percentage in the American Hockey League the last 2 years. But called upon by Rick Tocchet to deliver a trip to the Western Conference Finals. Sent in deep by Zadorov, and the Canucks roll in right to left. Easily cleared by Draisaitl. Open ice for Cody Ceci. In over the line, Dylan Holloway tried to tuck it out in front. No one home. That's going to be taken by JT Miller up the right-hand side. Ian Cole a little bit stunned after a collision. He's on his feet, and Miller blasted by Holloway at the red line. Good hit by Dylan Holloway, who again opened the scoring in Game 6, and Edmonton broke it open with 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Kulak to Ceci. It's the only game not decided by a single goal in this series. Off a dump in, Shilovs is going to fall on it, and now Bohr pushing and shoving developing between Soucy and Brown behind the Vancouver net. 6:29 to go in the first period. The shots are 12-2 Edmonton. Bob, your overall impressions of the first 13 and a half?
I think Edmonton's Vancouver's had one glorious opportunity on a giveaway by Desharnais. Conversely, the Oilers have 2 or 3 pretty good looks. Kulak robbed, Derek Ryan with 2 good chances. None of the big boys, though, in the kill zone offensively for Edmonton. I think Vancouver, the shots are 12-2, but the Canucks have boxed them out a bit, Jack. And the one thing we've seen with Shilovs is if you shoot through a screen on him, he doesn't track the puck great.
I don't love that glove hand. I still think that could be a factor at some point tonight. Home team has won 59% of Game 7s, including both thus far in the 2024 playoffs. Brown wins the faceoff in relief of Carrick, who had been chased out. The puck into the near corner. Battling for it is Janmark, but Myers won that battle, and Joshua will send Garland down the left-hand side. Darnell Nurse there to take control for Edmonton, trying to fight off Garland. Janmark up the boards to Connor Brown. In over the line. Brown backing his way in. Now centering, and just out of the reach of Carrick. Janmark will put it behind the net. Carrick looking for Brown. Intercepted by Quinn Hughes. Put it on the tape of Philip Roenick. He'll look up ice and deliver a pass right-hand side that's intercepted. And here's Janmark the other way. Janmark's in. Circling. Wraparound save made, and the rebound somehow made its way through. Sam Carrick, the Oilers had one on the doorsteps. Here's Niels Oman. He'll send it down low for Teddy Bluger. But a good sign early, Bob, is Edmonton's getting those chances up and down the lineup. McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, and Hyman back out for Chris Knobloch as Ekholm takes control behind his own net. 5.5 to go, scoreless first period. This is Game 7. Bouchard up the right-hand side. McDavid takes it hard to the corner. He'll backhand it around for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. McDavid lets it go through. Hyman behind the net. The Stanley Cup playoff leader with 10 goals. Puts the brakes on. Tries to backhand it behind the net for McDavid. Using a screen from Hyman, then he tried to give it to him. Hyman, a miscommunication there, but he kept it alive in his feet. And now Zach Hyman turns and tries a weak shot that's picked off by Phil DiGiuseppe, who will shoot it in from center ice. DiGiuseppe celebrating the birth of a son during this series, then scored a key goal in Game 5. Ekholm behind the net for Edmonton up the right-hand side. Through McLeod. They're going to wave off icing. Zadorov got run off the puck. Chip back in front. After it is Pettersson. He's got it for Vancouver. 3-on-3. Edmonton's back. And all Pettersson can do is just backhand it down low. JT Miller after it for the Canucks. 37 goals, 103 points during the regular season. Led the team in points. Besser led him in goals with 40, but he's out tonight. Blood clots. Pettersson curled it back to Zadorov. Left point. Wrapped it around the boards. Mikheyev on his backhand. Pressure from Ceci. Mikheyev spun it back behind the net. Picked off by Kulak, then turned over. Miller out to Cole. His shot deflected. Double deflection. Pettersson trying to go back door. Miller has it deep in the right circle. Couldn't pull the trigger. Now Cole strikes it back down low. Pettersson will pick it up. Sifts it over to Miller. Tried to back his way in on McLeod, who ducked around that reverse hit. And now Pettersson jerks his head back, high sticking against Ryan McLeod. Time 16-14. And we'll test the theory about the team that takes the first penalty.
Looks like 4.
Gets the win. Is Pettersson cut? There is a discussion here between Jean Hebert and Chris Rooney. They might be reviewing this as well. Let's get the call here before we send you to break. I think that was 4, right?
Yeah, you said 4.
3:46 to go in the first. We're back in a moment with the Vancouver power play. This is Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinal. No score. Canucks power play on the other side. The Oilers Radio Network.
Fans, with a spotless reputation, Scandinavian Building Services is responsible for keeping over 70 million square feet of space clean and safe every day. With over 65 years in the industry, no cleaning challenge is too big or too small. From national retailers and commercial spaces to small offices and entertainment centers like Rogers Place, let Scandinavian take the worry off your cleaning program. Visit Scandinavian.ca to learn more. Scandinavian Building Services. Our reputation is spotless.
When you play the largest 50-50 in sports, everybody wins. Your support makes all of Oil Country a better place. A place of kindness, caring, and compassion. Uplifting those in need, changing lives forever. The largest 50-50 pot in professional sports is currently growing by the second. Get your tickets now at EdmontonOilers.com and help change lives today. Maybe even your own.
AGLC license number 645766.
MIC is a leader in medical imaging and the official medical imaging provider to the Edmonton Oilers. Make MIC your choice. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, the game doesn't stop for injury. MIC's sports medicine imaging specialists can help you get back in the game with a timely and expert diagnosis. Go where the pros go. For a location near you, visit mic.ca.
Without Brock Besser, Vancouver will feature 2 defensemen on its power play, which has struggled mightily. 0 for 8 the last 2 games. 3 for 20 in the series. Face-off left side of Stuart Skinner. Edmonton boasting the #1 penalty-killing unit in the Stanley Cup playoffs, better than 90%. And it starts with a Derek Ryan face-off win and a length of the ice clear delivered by Ekholm, who's out there with Nugent-Hopkins and Desharnais to round out the Napa Auto Parts penalty-killing foursome. Speaking of foursome, it's a 4-minute power play for the Canucks, basically the remainder of this first period. And now a beautiful job by Skinner to give it up to Ekholm, and another length of the ice clear, this one from Derek Ryan, as we come up on 3 minutes to play in the first period. No score in Game 7. Vancouver's power play, only good in Game 3. Pettersson, right-hand side, JT Miller. Angled off the boards to Hughes. He'll give it back to Miller. Canucks got 2 in Game 3 to saw off Edmonton's 2 power play goals and won the game. Nurse, a good breakup on the cycle down low, and he'll fire one down the middle of the ice. Sheloffs will leave it for Hughes. Down to 2 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in a scoreless first period. Nugent Hopkins on the ice with Fogle, Desharnais and Ekholm. Connor Garland hits the line right to left, gives it up. No Besser on this power play, remember. Hughes down low in the corner. JT Miller after the puck for the Canucks, flips it out. Quinn Hughes, left point. Now it's Miller. Back to Hughes, high slot. Pass over to Philip Roenick. Hesitating, shoveling down low. Miller turned it over. Ekholm the steal, and he'll waste no time in sending it down the middle of the ice. Oiler penalty killers continue to be stellar. Halfway through the 4-minute double minor handed out to Ryan McLeod. 2 minutes to go in this scoreless first period. Garland and Suter now on the ice and trading the puck against Connor Brown and Cody Ceci as they come over the line right to left. Puck in the corner to Dakota Joshua. Trying to fish it out with Garland lurking close by, but Brown won that battle and fired down the ice. And the Oilers starting to see some momentum here if they didn't have it already. Shot clock is 12-2 Edmonton, and the Canucks don't have anything resembling a shot on goal on this power play. Pedersen off a handoff from Carson Soucy, weaving and dishing off to Quinn Hughes back on the ice. Nikita Zadorov cross ice. Lindholm brushed it back to JT Miller on the right half boards. Fogle pursues him. Hughes will step up, give it back to Miller in the right corner, snapped across. Roenick a shot, and that was deflected out of play by Nugent Hopkins. And with 1:16 to go in the period and a 14-second differential carryover heading into period 2, the Oilers thus far have done the job on the PK. And that's an understatement. No shots for Vancouver yet. Pedersen will take the draw against Derek Ryan, who's really had a tremendous series. Ryan wins another key faceoff, allowing Desharnais to clear it down the right-hand side. Tell you what, Derek Ryan sees the opportunity when he got in the lineup, and he has not let that spot go. Beautiful pickoff from behind by Brown on Philip Roenick and Elias Lindholm entering the zone. Now you've got Hughes working his way back in from the left-hand side. Final minute, first period. Hughes stumbled down. Roenick did well just to hold the zone. Then a backhand pass into the feet of Lindholm, and it's a short-handed breakaway. Connor Brown in over the line. Shoots denied. Sheloff's a brilliant save on Brown. A short-handed breakaway turned aside. Pedersen to JT Miller. Back to Pedersen with a half-minute to go in the period. Bob's right, it's been a strange period. Healthy shot disparity, but the chances are close. Hughes giving it up. Garland shot. Blocked by Nurse. JT Miller muffed it. Nurse able to clear through Garland, and that will do it for the period. The Canucks, no shots on a nearly 4-minute power play to round out the period. 5 seconds. Garland trying to get it in, does so, takes a swing, nullified by Fogle, and the opening 20 minutes complete. And we've got no score in Game 7. Edmonton, a superlative period, out shooting Vancouver by a count of 13-2. Sheloffs with brilliant stops on Kulak early and Brown late on a shorthanded breakaway. And for the first time in the series, Edmonton does not score a first period goal, but Bob, it did everything else about perfectly.
Yeah, that was a great road period for Edmonton. I mean, they just dominated several aspects of that game, but they didn't score. And what a chance for Connor Brown. Clear-cut breakaway, lots of time. You know, he had a 20 a couple of years ago with Ottawa, but and one with Toronto as well. Unfortunately, he hasn't had a hot stick. Derek Ryan was fantastic in that period. 2 great looks, some real good work on the PK as well.
Well, and that's been the case all series long, and since he entered in the lineup, it's one of the reasons reasons why Edmonton has had the best penalty kill in the Stanley Cup playoffs after, quite frankly, being a middle-of-the-pack team during the regular season, sub 80%. They've been plus 90% in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and Derek Ryan, a big reason why. The Oilers and the Canucks, a scoreless stalemate through 20, despite a 13-2 disparity in shots on net for the Edmonton Oilers. They have to settle for a scoreless tie. They'll be shorthanded for 14 seconds with a fresh sheet of ice to start the second period. But outside of that, if Edmonton kills that off, back to work 5-on-5. And the good news is they've got guys like McDavid and Draisaitl who should be feeling fairly fresh.
Well, they got to run McDavid more in that period. He didn't play enough in the first period. And great, a lot of ice time for the Fogle, Ryan, McLeod line. And but they got an opportunity to get Connor a little bit more involved now since they haven't used him as much in this game to this point.
No score in Game 7, and now we're joined by Derek Ryan ringside. And Derek, the penalty kill has been solid all playoffs long. Does it start with the face-offs? It seems like you and Leon and Nugent Hopkins, whoever's been out there, has been in a pretty good rhythm when it comes to draws.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, Vancouver's been really good on draws, so I don't think I can put it all on that. Miller's won a lot of draws against us, so yeah, it starts there, but it's definitely a lot of work after that. Just good position, sticks, skating hard, and working for each other.
You've reunited with Fogle and Ryan McLeod. You guys played strong last year in the playoffs, around 70% expected goals for. How do you think it's gone through the first 4 periods playing again together?
Yeah, I think it's been really good. I think we have a lot of chemistry, a lot of speed, smarts, skill on that line, and just trying to play our game.
Derek, thank you for the time. Best of luck rest of the way.
Thanks, guys.
That's Derek Ryan in the aftermath of a scoreless first period, where, as Bob mentioned, Connor McDavid played only 5 minutes, 13 seconds. Leon Draisaitl played 4:09 in that first period.
Didn't use Leon at all in the PK. Right. Derek Ryan won 2 consecutive D-zone draws.
And that enables Chris Goblock not to use Draisaitl when Derek Ryan is controlling the circle the way he has.
So I have a question for you. Do you start the period with penalty killers? Or do you start the period with Connor and Leon on the ice together and put Hyman out there for the first shift of the second?
Well, it certainly would put Vancouver in an interesting position if you do go aggressive with the PK to start, because, of course, typically off a successful penalty kill, you then have Zach Hyman coming over the boards. Yeah. Out of the box will be Ryan McLeod. Maybe he changes, maybe he doesn't. Maybe you get some speed alongside McDavid to start the second period.
If you're an Oilers fan, you like everything about that period except one thing. They didn't score.
2 great saves by Shelovs.
Yeah. 13-2 shots. You can't ask for much better than that on the road.
So, with that, we'll step aside, and when we come back, it'll be Reed Wilkins and Rob Brown with their first period observations. This is Game 7 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, second round. Edmonton, Vancouver, the trip to the Western Conference Final, and Dallas on the line. On Ford Dealers NHL Hockey, the Oilers Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
Stay connected with your community and enjoy the latest updates and exclusive access to concerts and events by becoming a 630 CHED Insider. Don't miss out on a single moment.
Sign up now at 630ched.com
and click on CHED Insider Newsletter to become a vital part of Edmonton's premier news and talk community. 630 CHED, Edmonton's news, today's talk.
Where Edmonton stays informed and entertained.
Today and every day. At the intermission, brought to you by End of the Row Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Can't pass into the feet of Lindholm, and it's a short-handed breakaway. Connor Brown in over the line, shoots denied. Shelovs, a brilliant save on Brown. A short-handed breakaway turned aside.
The Vancouver Canucks were on the power play for the last 3:46 of the first period. That was the only shot on goal. A shorthanded breakaway by Connor Brown. Arctur's Sleeloffs comes up big. That's your look into the highlight zone for Century Casinos. All in, all games, all season. Century Casinos, 3 great locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and next to the Edmonton International Airport. Welcome to the winner's zone. And yeah, Rob, the Oilers 14 seconds away from killing off a double minor for high sticking to Ryan McLeod, as the penalty kill really both ways has become a big story in this series over the last 7 periods.
It has, and a big moment for the Oilers, a moment that a period they dominated on the shot clock, dominated with puck possession, and then it could have all been for naught had the Canucks scored on their power play. I know that Rick Tocchet is going to win the Coach of the Year, and deservedly so. But whoever he's got running his power play should be taking off the running of the power play. For 6 games, the Canucks have not been able to get the puck across the blue line. And in Game 7, the most important moments of the game, they go run the same play. The Oilers are just waiting for that play. They bring it up the left side, they give it to the guy on the boards, and the Oilers attack over and over and over again. If the Canucks lose this hockey game, they may look back at the end of the first period not scoring a power play goal and realize that power play cost them a chance of winning, because it was terrible. The Oilers did everything right in that period. They won the period. They won time possession. They won the fact they're on the road playing very, very well. The Canucks won the fact that it's 0-0. And it's 0-0 because of fantastic goaltending from Shelovs.
Well, the save on Kulak, 87 seconds into the game. Holloway took a long wrister, got the rebound to go to Kulak. Shelovs got across, made a couple other decent saves, but then obviously the Brown shorthanded breakaways. Was he trying to shoot 5-hole, do you think, Rob?
I think so. I think so. They probably have a book on the goalie now, trying to figure out where's best to put it. I mean, Holloway just had a breakaway the other day. He went 5-hole. Now, on Holloway's goal, he went from right to left and got the goalie Shelovs to open up his legs. Brown just tried shooting. Everyone has a go-to. That might be Connor Brown's go-to, but Shelovs made a nice save. And if the Canucks come back and win this hockey game, it might be on that moment, because incredibly demoralizing if you have a 4-minute power play and you end up getting outscored 1-0. So a big save by Shelov. But I think you're going to like everything that the Oilers did in that first period. They limited the chance. One mistake. Vinny Desharnais made a big mistake that created a goal-scoring chance for McCulloch, who had Skinner down but wasn't able to get around him. But it was, McAnav. So it was a textbook period. And the other thing you got to like, and I know that Bob and Jack alluded to it, the Oilers' best players played 4 minutes and 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They're well rested going into the final 40 minutes. They still got about 22 minutes in them each, which means they can play over half the game that's remaining. It was a period that the Vancouver Canucks came out and defended. I can tell you right now, you don't win hockey games against the Oilers defending. Unless they start pushing forward, this is going to be a lot of stress on a young goaltender, because the puck's going to be in his zone just about the rest of the game.
Well, yeah, and we talked about the Canucks' potential shots on goal on our face-off show, and we only see 2 in that period. Now, granted, Mikheyev missed the net on the one he walked in on, and Garland had a half-decent look down the right side, but he shot wide as well. So, I mean, they're sitting there talking about testing Stuart Skinner, and the Oilers are probably saying, let's just keep shooting. I mean, and again, obviously Draisaitl, McDavid, their ice time was limited by the penalty kill, but Knobloch's throwing everybody out there. Like, they were going through all 4 lines for most of that period.
Well, it's a 7-game series. The guys are tired. You want to keep rolling all 4, and as the game gets later, then you can start shortening your bench. And what you're doing early in a game is you're seeing which players you're going to use later in the game, which ones are going, which ones aren't. Both teams are rolling 4 lines. But what we saw in that period is the Oilers had pressure. The Canucks will get it out to center, and they flip it in and change. And that's what we saw the LA Kings do. And it just doesn't work against the Oilers, because you're just allowing the Oilers to get fresh legs out there and attack again. Eventually, there will be a breakdown. And we saw a couple breakdowns. Shelovs made the big save on the Kulak one. But unless the Vancouver Canucks change what they do in the final 40 minutes, it's just a matter of time, as the Oilers are just putting too much stress on the Vancouver Canucks in their own zone. Probably the best play outside of the saves by Shelov was the one by Zadorov off the block, because that was a wonderful play where Holloway got open. He had some room there, and a great play by Zadorov not letting that get into the net.
And man, Holloway wants the puck, eh?
Oh, well, yeah, he's a goal scorer. He's always been a goal scorer. Now he's like, I'm playing with Leon Draisaitl. Get me the puck. I'll get open. There was another shift. I don't know if you remember it. I think it was Kane that had the puck, but it was someone in the corner, and Holloway was standing in the slot, stick up at the rafters, waiting for a one-timer. They didn't get on the puck, but he found a quiet zone in the offensive zone, and if they would have found him, he had all the time in the world. So a good 20 minutes. The only thing that bothers you, and we've talked about this for the last 8-10 years, whatever we've worked together, when you dominate a period, you want to be rewarded for it, because the Canucks are one bounce away from being in front in this hockey game, and they do not deserve it after that period.
No goals in the first period. Oilers and Canucks, Game 7. This is Fort Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Proudly headquartered in Edmonton, Capital Power is powering change by changing power. Be part of the energy and join Capital Power in cheering on our Edmonton Oilers. From Ice District and across oil country as they chase another championship banner. Visit capitalpower.com to learn about how they're delivering reliable and affordable power for communities today and creating innovative solutions for a clean electricity future.
McDavid trying to come in with speed. Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores!
Hey, Rogers customers and hockey fans. Rogers wants you to win big this Stanley Cup playoffs.
Connor McDavid! Fantastic!
You could win a VIP trip to the Stanley Cup final, plus hundreds of prizes, courtesy of Rogers Beyond the Sea. For your chance to win, visit rogers.com/Stanley Cup. That's rogers.com/Stanley Cup.
Even though your 20s are behind you, you still get to have firsts. Like the first time your knee hurts after a morning run. Or the first time you felt certain muscles after a workout. Whatever your pain, Advil Liquid Gels are here for these firsts. Advil Liquid Gels provide liquid fast relief for everyday aches and pains, so you can get back to your everyday active life where firsts still happen. When pain says you can't, Advil says you can.
This is Global News at the first intermission. I'm Zach Ferguson. Alberta Wildfire says a nearly 2,000 square kilometer blaze burning south of Fort McMurray is no longer out of control and has been reclassified as being held following much needed rainfall. The fire had forced more than 6,000 residents in several Fort McMurray neighborhoods to evacuate last week, but they were allowed to return over the weekend. Finance Minister Christina Freeland says Canadians want to live in a place where they feel safe. Freeland was among a number of senior cabinet ministers in Ontario today who unveiled a national strategy to combat auto theft in the country. She says the plan includes increased intelligence sharing among police forces and more capacity for the Canada Border Services Agency to examine shipping containers at ports. And Haiti's main international airport has reopened. It's the first time the airport in Port-au-Prince has opened in nearly 3 months after gang violence forced authorities to close it. The move is expected to help ease a critical shortage of medications and other basic supplies since Haiti's main seaport remains paralyzed. I'm Zach Ferguson. Your next scheduled newscast is at the second intermission on 630 CHED.
At Northern Lakes College, students work, raise their family, and complete their certificate, diploma, or partnership degree. With NLC's supported distance learning model, you can do it all in a flexible online classroom. Programs in academic upgrading, business, health, human services, resource technology, university studies, and more, including a wide range of courses available through continuing education. Skate into your new career in a learning environment that works for you. NorthernLakesCollege.ca. Everywhere you need them to be.
Discover the epitome of elegance at Alberta Diamond Exchange, dedicated to crafting unforgettable moments with exquisite jewelry collections for over 2 decades. From stunning engagement rings to timeless wedding bands and anniversary treasures, the Alberta Diamond Exchange commitment extends far beyond I do. Your journey with Alberta Diamond Exchange is not just about jewelry, it's about an unparalleled experience. Check out the Aspen Glen Landing Boutique in Southwest Calgary, and for more information, head to avdiamond.ca today.
Get ready to live sky high. Sky Signature Suites offers remarkable units for rent featuring sophisticated floor plans, designer finishes, and breathtaking views. Experience resort-like amenities including a full-time concierge, yoga and fitness studios, golf simulator, plus indoor and outdoor lounges for you to live your best life. Visit skysignaturesuites.com and make your home high above the ordinary.
The Intermission, brought to you by End of the Row Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Show tonight as we update the scoreboard for Pizza 73, official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. We'll look at Major League Baseball. Danny Jansen, 5 RBIs today for the Toronto Blue Jays as they beat the Chicago White Sox 9-3. No goals in the first period. The Oilers did outshoot Vancouver 13-2. Vancouver will have 14 seconds remaining on a 4-minute power play when we get back. Jack Michaels and Bob Stauffer will tell the story. Fort Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
At the Intermission has been brought to you by End of the Row Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
When you play the largest 50-50 in sports, everybody wins. Your support makes all of Oil Country a better place. A place of kindness, caring, and compassion. Uplifting those in need, changing lives forever. The largest 50-50 pot in professional sports is currently growing by the second. Get your tickets now at EdmontonOilers.com and help change lives today. Maybe even your own.
AGLC license number 645766.
Blue-collar work deserves big-dollar perks. Get a heavy wallet with Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals is hiring heavy equipment technicians, maintenance supervisors, PM servicemen, maintenance coordinators, and pretty much every other position that makes Alberta go. We help move the earth that makes Alberta grow. So why not work for a company that makes your bank account grow too? Visit HeavyMetalEquipment.ca to find your new career. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals, helping you move the earth.
Hey, Paul Brandt here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm proud to call myself an Albertan. You know, after years of touring this great province in my Ford F-150, I've learned the value of driving a tough, capable, smart truck. Whether you're working for the weekend or long-hauling it like I am, there's an F-150 for every Albertan, with plenty of options to choose from, like available Pro Power on board. So if you're looking for a new truck, stop by your Alberta Ford dealer and tell them PB sent you.
You're listening to Oilers Hockey on 630 CHED and on the Radio Player Canada app.
Oilers 50-50 jackpot up to $3.7 million. Early bird prizes tonight. Signed Zach Hyman jersey and $15,000 cash. Scoreless first period. It's the first scoreless period of the entire series. Hard to believe when you figured that Vancouver came off such a low-scoring series against Nashville, but there we go. Scoreless through 20, and Edmonton, remember, shorthanded for 14 seconds to start the second. Derek Ryan lining up for the draw against JT Miller, and we're underway. Puck dropped for the start of the second period. Vancouver in the blue attacking from left to right. Ryan out there with Nugent Hopkins, Ekholm, and Desharnais, and a good block by Ryan. Did that one go off the left side of his face? Sent in deep by
get off the ice
Quinn Hughes. He does, and the Oilers are back at full strength, and Desharnais with beautiful touch on a pass into the corner for Ryan McLeod, who gives it up for Connor McDavid. Out there with Draisaitl and Hyman, fresh off a successful Napa Auto Parts penalty kill. Edmonton looks to break this scoreless stalemate, but a clear, and the Canucks will stagger their way over the line. Ilya Mikheyev, who had a good chance in the first period, down low. And that's saying something, considering Vancouver had all of 2 shots on net. Edmonton 13. Zach Hyman up the right-hand side, and a complete 4-minute power play killed by Edmonton without giving up a shot on goal. Oilers have choked out the Vancouver power play throughout this series. Canucks 3 for 22. Soucy to Tyler Myers up the right-hand side. Ekholm defends, keeps it in for a moment, and then the Canucks send it skipping down the right-hand side. That'll turn into an icing call with 1:10 gone by in the second period. Chris Knobloch will change it out, though.
He's got to get more guys out going here.
Yeah, he's got Kane out there with McLeod and Holloway, with Draisaitl and McDavid together just on a 5-on-5 shift. So there's the adjustment here with a face-off to the right side of Shelovs. No score in Game 7, early second period. McLeod won the draw. He's had a good face-off situation, and Ceci blasts one home. Cody Ceci, top of the right circle, scores to open Game 7, as he did 2 years ago in the Los Angeles series. 1-0 for Edmonton. Ceci, his 4th career Stanley Cup playoff goal. 2 have been in Game 7 wins wearing Oiler colors.
Well, CC's always been able to shoot the puck back to his time with the Ottawa 67s, and Shelov's never picked it up high glove side. Jack, you talked about that glove side, and it went right over him. McLeod and Kulak on the assist.
Cody Ceci with his second goal of this year's playoffs. And how about, again, we talked about Myers and Janmark, some unlikely Game 7 goal scorers. Well, now Ceci has 2 in Edmonton's 2 Game 7s in his tenure. Here's Nikita Zadorov off the draw, thrusting it down low for Garland. Hard shot by Garland, and that'll be lobbed back the other way. Right now, I thought they announced Holloway as an assist on that one.
Maybe Dutch instead of McLeod.
Dump in by Edmonton. Goal. Oh, there's a little pick play, and that's going to be called Joshua interference. He dropped Evan Bouchard and got called for it. Dakota Joshua will go off here, whistled for a trip, and now at the 2:07 mark of this second period, all of a sudden, the Oilers have a chance to take command here. Leading 1-0 in a game where they've outshot the Canucks by a count of 14-2. Kulak and Holloway indeed with the assist, and now the Oiler power play gets its first opportunity in Game 7.
So here's the deal. You got to shoot as soon as you can here. This guy needs to be tested. The Oilers are 0 for their last 10 after starting the series, 5 for their first 8 on the power play.
Draisaitl digging in, won the draw. Nugent-Hopkins touched it back to Bouchard. Now Nugent-Hopkins left circle, driving around the net is Connor McDavid, setting up Bouchard for a drive, and that was blocked in front and cleared by the Canucks. Down the ice, Elias Lindholm. Cody Ceci, a blast from above the right circle, and he found room upstairs. Draisaitl, a little give and go with Hyman. In over the line. Right face off dot. He'll spin. He'll dish. McDavid, a shot, kick save. Rebound, a couple of backhand jumps. Save Shelov's on Hyman. And a clear by the Canucks, Teddy Bluger. Hyman pounding away on the pads of Shelov's, but it remains 1-0. Atco power play in a minute 14. Joshua in the box for tripping. Nugent-Hopkins to Bouchard. Sent it across. Leon Draisaitl leading the Oilers with 6 power play goals in the postseason. Bouchard gives it to Nugent-Hopkins. Bouchard. McDavid, right circle, snapshot, and that was redirected. McDavid, a little bit of a shot-first mentality here on this Atco power play. Gets it back cross ice. Draisaitl didn't get all he wanted, and Shelov's made a save on a floater that Draisaitl most certainly did not intend to be a floater.
What a chance for Leon, and did the puck hop. The Oilers with a couple good looks here. And because they've not used McDavid and Draisaitl a lot in the first, they can run them the full 2 minutes. I mean, they've done that a lot here in the playoffs.
49 seconds left in the penalty to Joshua. Players will tell you they don't love the ice here at Rogers Arena, and that did appear to be wobbling as it hit Draisaitl's stick. Yeah, no question. That puck was not set level. Draisaitl, offensive zone draw to the left of Shelov's. Edmonton a 1-0 lead in Game 7. Cody Ceci has scored. Off the draw, Bouchard. Controlling on the power play to Nugent-Hopkins. Up top, Bouchard left face-off. Dot. Turns and fires, and he hit his own man, Zach Hyman, who has 4 power play goals in the postseason to his credit, and a clear by Philip Roenick. Kulak and Holloway with the helpers on Cody Ceci's goal to open Game 7. Just what everyone had. McDavid to Draisaitl, a snapshot off the rush. Right circle, a save made. Shelov's. Rebound, Bouchard. Back to Nugent-Hopkins. Down low, tipped away from Zach Hyman. 10 seconds on the Atco power play. Your trusted Alberta retailer. Bouchard receives from McDavid, gives it back to him. Draisaitl loading up, snapped it. McDavid back to Draisaitl, fires. What a lunging stop, Shelov's. Keeping it a 1-0 game. Absolutely brilliant work from Artur Shelov's. Fully prone, stabbing at it with his glove hand while on the ice, and makes an incredible save on Leon Draisaitl.
Unreal. What a stop. What a look for the Oilers. And Leon, I'll tell you, he's got to bury that. Now, they took away the lower half. Canucks were flayed all over the ice there. And
Again, Draisaitl had trouble controlling the initial pass.
The shots are 21-4 here for Edmonton, and they're only up 1-0.
7 shots on that power play, Bob.
Vancouver had a double power play, and they didn't get a single shot on goal.
McLeod wins the faceoff, forked down low by Darnell Nurse. Shot clock is 21-4. McLeod gives it up for Evander Kane. Vancouver back at full strength, and here's Quinn Hughes building speed through the neutral zone. Connor Garland checked by McLeod, driving to the net. Zadorov fires, and that missed over the right shoulder of Skinner and slapped out by Vinny Desharnais. Evander Kane against Zadorov, driving to the net. Shot denied. Sheelov's the rebound, and Sheelov's has it in his pads. Fogle digging away, got popped for it by Dakota Joshua. That was stopped by Sheelov's, and then it rebounded off of Kane.
He never knew where the puck was. Kane beat Zadorov inside, and I don't know if Sheelov knew where the puck was. He didn't know where the puck was, but he had it, and he's had it a lot tonight, Jack.
It came right back to him off of Kane's body and lodged underneath his pads. He had it, didn't know where it was because Kane jammed it right off the crest, and then it came back off of Kane into Sheelov's. 15:20 to go, second period. Shots 22-4 Edmonton. Score just 1-0 in favor of the Oilers. Cody Ceci, a drive from above the circles. And now he battles for puck possession in front of the Vancouver bench, and that's nudged up by Brown, but a hand pass whistled against Ceci with 15:07 to play in the second period. So if you had the squares, Ceci from Kulak and Holloway, and if you had odds, you're doing really well for yourself on that 1-0 goal for Edmonton.
Holloway's had a good playoff, John.
His first NHL assist in the Stanley Cup playoffs. He had 3 during the regular season. Chipped in left-hand side by Niels Höglander. Sent around to Connor Brown. Driving through traffic. Lead pass deflected away for Brett Kulak. He'll skate into it. Collide with Roenick. Shrugged him off. Put it behind the net. Centering pass. And Janmark tipped one wide. Boy, if he could have got himself set, Bob, he was lunging at that puck and didn't get all he wanted. Cleared out to Sam Lafferty. Poke checked off his stick and brought back to center by Brown, who was denied on a shorthanded breakaway in the first period. Here he puts the brakes on against Quinn Hughes. Sam Carrick on the puck.
Carrick and Brown got to get off the ice here.
Carrick and Brown backing off. Ekholm will send it around. That's going to be picked up by Hyman. Spin move to the inside. Drop pass for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Bouchard thought about a one-timer. Looked for a lane. Let it go. And scored! Evan Bouchard! His 5th goal of the series. He's had a couple of game winners. And he puts Edmonton up 2-0 in Game 7. Post and in.
He shot through the screen, Jack. He shot through the scene. No question about it. Oilers are trying to get traffic on Sheelov's. Tracking. He's made some big stops here. That time Hyman pops and drops it to Nugent-Hopkins. Hyman goes to the front of the net. And
Never saw it. Hyman and Nugent-Hopkins with the helpers. Time of the goal, 5:50. Ceci and Bouchard, a couple of shots from distance. And you heard Bob talk about, not only in tonight's game, but throughout the series, the potential effectiveness of screening Sheelov's in particular. It's always not a bad idea to have traffic, but Sheelov's hasn't picked up a couple. Now Holloway carries in to the neutral zone. Evander Kane tried to center, and that's swept out by Ian Cole off his backhand. Pedersen to center ice. JT Miller throttled. Brought in by Draisaitl. Hard to the net. Puck rolled free behind, and Pedersen will leave it for JT Miller. Canucks trying to get the crowd back in this game. They trail 2-0, and they've been soundly outplayed. Here's Miller firing an errant pass that Quinn Hughes has to back off on. 6 1/2 gone by in the second, and the Canucks are offside. Coming over the line, left to right. Edmonton has played a near perfect Game 7 to this point. The Bad news is there's still 33 and a half minutes for the Canucks to get back into this game. The shots are 23-4 Edmonton as we send you to break from Rogers Arena and the Western Conference semifinal, the 7th and the deciding game. Evander Kane limping off underneath, but Ceci and Bouchard with second period goals to put Edmonton up 2 on the Oilers Radio Network. When the Oilers are on the ice, the big hits are a part of the game. But they shouldn't be a part of your drive. If you've been injured in a car collision, let James H. Brown & Associates and their over 200 years of combined injury law experience help you. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oilers fans, James H. Brown & Associates is ready to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Honey, I overloaded the washing machine and there's a mini waterfall pouring through the basement roof.
We'll fix it. Don't worry, babe.
And I might have horribly shrunk your lucky jersey.
Oh!
Life happens. Access Insurance can help. The save of the game is brought to you by Access Insurance. When Albertans need it most, they know they can count on the Access Insurance team for a huge save. It's easy to switch and save. Check out their Google reviews.
And visit accessinsurancegroup.com.
Ready to score big on your outdoor space? It's game time with Park Landscaping. Transform your backyard into a winning arena with Park Landscaping's expert team. From design to maintenance of lush lawns and state-of-the-art synthetic turf to inviting pools and captivating water features, Park Landscaping will make your outdoor space the MVP. Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in the game with Park Landscaping. Call 780-486-2744 today or email info@parklandscaping.ca.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app. This is the Oilers Radio Network.
2-0 hockey game. Edmonton with long-range goals scored by Ceci and Bouchard in this second period to break open a scoreless first. McDavid, Nugent-Hopkins, and Hyman on the ice. Sent in deep. The Canucks trying to get their attack going. Without Brock Besser tonight, they've managed a grand total of 4 shots in 27 minutes. Hyman offside on the counterattack left wing. Neutral zone faceoff upcoming. It's Jack Michaels, Bob Stauffer with you live from Rogers Arena. Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinal. The winner plays Dallas in games 1 and 2 of the Western Conference final Thursday and Saturday. A faceoff at the dot immediately outside the Vancouver blue line. Ryan McLeod digging in against Pius Suter, and he wins it cleanly. Back to center, Ceci angles ahead. Derek Ryan pokes it in. Canucks Roenick up the right-hand side for Sam Lafferty. Digging in against Brett Kulak. All season long, Edmonton has been in chase mode against Vancouver, starting with the opening 2 games of the year, when they were beaten 8-1, 4-3 in a home-and-home. Now, for the first time, the Oilers can overtake them and put them away for good. Roenick enters the zone with a long shot right wing that's off the blocker of Skinner. Not much on that one. Rebound, Derek Ryan. Trying to carve it out of there for the Oilers. Breaking free, Höglander centering pass off a skate. Shoveled over to Roenick. Winds and fires, and that shot redirected wide of Stuart Skinner. Rebound, Höglander to Lafferty. Inside to Pius Suter. Roenick across to Hughes. Left point against Derek Ryan. He'll take him out wide. Fire short side, and a save made by Stuart Skinner. Just the 5th he's had to make tonight. 12-13 to play in the second period. And yet that was a good one. Up by his right ear. He was able to have it nestle against his clavicle and a face-off to his right.
Evander Kane went limping off, Jack, but he is on the ice right now, so he's okay. It looked like he went in ankle into the boards, back behind the Vancouver goal.
But you're right, he's back on the ice for his normal shift with Draisaitl and Holloway, who assisted on Ceci's goal to open the game, and then Bouchard blasted home his 6th from Hyman and Nugent-Hopkins. And in this series, Bouchard 5 goals, 10 points. Hughes, none in terms of goals and just 4 assists. McKayev to the corner, picked off by Draisaitl and shoveled back to center. Zadorov slashed it free for Ilya Mikheyev. Only Bobby Orr has more points per game in the Stanley Cup playoffs than Evan Bouchard. Up the right-hand side, Holloway tripped up. Canucks back on the puck. Desharnais checks Elias Pettersson. to Miller. Zadorov shot from the point, wide glove side. Skinner gives it a look. Desharnais wanders over. Draisaitl punches it over to Evander Kane. Soft chip, batted down by Zadorov, held in for the moment. But now Desharnais hits Kane with an outlet. Over the line, left wing Draisaitl. Cross ice, one-timer ripped by Holloway. And a save made by Shilovs. Holloway smoked that. Here's Kane behind the net, nudged out in front. Shilovs will cover as Vancouver feels pressure where there is none. And again, Kane is slow to rise behind the Vancouver net. Clearly laboring, of course. He does not want to leave a Game 7.
No question about it. And another great save by Shilovs.
Holloway, a rocket on the one-timer. I mean, that's as good a one-timer as you'll see on the Edmonton roster. That was absolutely pumped. But Shilov's a good save. He stopped the ones he's seen, Bob. But you pointed out, get some screens on them and maybe good things will happen. And they've happened twice. Di Giuseppe will chip it in left to right. Roenick rushes in right corner. Janmark defending. Carrick trying to seal that wall. He does for Connor Brown. And here comes Edmonton. Janmark left wing. Centers. Tipped. Shilov save. Rebound loose. And Janmark's got it. No stick for Shilovs. And a one-timer flubbed by Carrick. He'll back off immediately and play defense. Fortunately for him, Niels Oman is the one rushing up the ice. And Vancouver was in the midst of a change anyway. Kulak lead pass to center. Blocked away by Hughes and taken by Connor Garland. Right wing shot, save Skinner. No problem with that one. Is sixth of the night. 10:32 to play in the second period. And it's still 2-0 Edmonton in Game 7 on second period goals by Ceci and Bouchard. Oilers 5 different goal scorers, all at even strength on Saturday night to stay alive. A convincing 5-1 victory over the Canucks in Game 6. And now look to deal Vancouver its first back-to-back losses since late March. Shilovs has kept the Canucks in this game despite the play being almost entirely in Vancouver's zone. Hoisted by Ekholm toward Hyman. Knocked away to center and then carried back in by Hyman, who spins on Myers and takes a shot that's speared by Shilovs. That one appeared to be heading high. 10.25 to play in the second period, and still 2-0 for Edmonton.
Well, they're keeping an eye on McDavid, boy, Vancouver. No surprise. Connor struggled a bit in the circle in this series, actually in the playoffs, which we think he's been dealing with a core issue for much of the season.
Face-off coming right side of Shilovs, and McDavid will take it. Now he's going to be chased out of the circle, replaced by Nugent Hopkins. Against Elias Lindholm, who wins the face-off for Vancouver. Turnover by Soucy, centering pass dangerously in front. McDavid couldn't get there, neither could Nugent Hopkins. And the Canucks will stroke it up the right-hand side. Joshua from Lindholm tried to nudge it in front for Garland. That was broken up by Hyman. Dakota Joshua out to Soucy. His shot blocked away by Skinner. Rebound Lindholm between circles. Couldn't pull the trigger. Nugent Hopkins able to steer it out of danger and swing it over to Bouchard. Hard rim up the right-hand side. Soucy held the zone. Now ducking inside is Lindholm. Couldn't get a shot away. Given to him by Garland. Out to Soucy. Left point shot blocked. Rebound taken by Connor McDavid. And the Oilers are away. Right to left. Nugent Hopkins left wing. Curled it back to Bouchard. Around Suter. A shot to kick save made by Shilovs.
What a chance that was.
Rebound Garland ahead to Niels Höglander. In over the line against Darnell Nurse, who forced him out wide. Höglander out to Zadorov. Pounds it toward the net. Blocked away by Nugent Hopkins. McDavid to Derek Ryan. McDavid wants a change. Ryan will shovel it in with 9 minutes to play in the second period. Oilers 2-0 lead. They've outshot the Canucks 26-7. Here's Suter. Lafferty down the slot. Shot denied by Suter. A good look, but Lafferty kind of pulled himself into a tough angle, and Skinner at 6'4", easily able to put that one in his hip pocket. He's got 8 stops tonight, and with 8:56 to go, Edmonton 2, Vancouver 0 in Game 7 of this Western Conference semifinal with Ford Dealers NHL Hockey and the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Oilers Radio Network.
And
Until June 8th, make the shift to more savings at Fountain Tire and get up to $200 off a set of 4 select tires, plus a bonus $50 off any service of $150 or more. Restrictions apply. Financing available. Book online today. I can tell by the look on your face you're thinking about it.
MIC is a leader in medical imaging and the official medical imaging provider to the Edmonton Oilers. Make MIC your choice. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, the game doesn't stop for injury. MIC's sports medicine imaging specialists can help you get back in the game with a timely and expert diagnosis. Go where the pros go. For a location near you, visit mic.ca.
When you play the largest 50-50 in sports, everybody wins. Your support makes all of oil country a better place. A place of kindness, caring, and compassion. Uplifting those in need, changing lives forever. The largest 50-50 pot in professional sports is currently growing by the second. Get your tickets now at EdmontonOilers.com and help change lives today. Maybe even your own.
AGLC license number 645766.
Until June 8th, make the shift to more savings at Fountain Tire and get up to $200 off a set of 4 select tires, plus a bonus $50 off any service of $150 or more. Restrictions apply. Financing available. Book online today. I can tell by the look on your face you're thinking about it.
All games, all seasons. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
8:56 to go, second period. Edmonton has throttled Vancouver thus far, but still a lot of time left. Crowd of 19,000 plus trying to urge the Canucks back into this game. 2-0 for the Oilers. Both goals in this second period. Ceci from Kulak and Holloway. Bouchard from Hyman and Nugent-Hopkins, both upstairs. And Bouchard's was off the post and off the draw. Shot by Hughes and a save made by Skinner. Rebound backhanded wide by Di Giuseppe. Canucks have it deep beneath the Oiler goal line. Here's a quick chance and a wrist shot stopped against Di Giuseppe by Skinner from the left faceoff dot. And for the first time tonight, Vancouver, any sort of sustained pressure. They've had 2 or 3 good shifts in a row.
Look who he's got out here. He's going to go with the 4th line head-to-head against Miller. Is that so Carrick can win the draw? That's an interesting decision for Chris Knobloch.
Face-offs have been split down the middle in this game thus far.
Carrick can't get waved out of the circle here. He doesn't have another center out there with him.
Janmark and Brown out with Sam Carrick. Face off to the right of Skinner. Miller won it cleanly. Quinn Hughes left circle. Shot redirected wide of Skinner. Rebound taken by Vinny Desharnais. He'll send it off the glass. A leaping Hughes knocks it down. Janmark backhands it ahead for Connor Brown, who mishandled the puck, and then Quinn Hughes nearly gave it away. Recovered to Pettersson and then turned over at the Edmonton line. Vinny Desharnais steps up to center and shoots it in. Vancouver finished 5 points ahead of Edmonton during the regular season for the right to host Game 7. But the Oilers are thoroughly outplaying the Canucks on their home ice. Lead pass left-hand side. Phil Di Giuseppe tried to go cross ice. That was tipped. Miller's going to have to wait for Pettersson to get back on side. He does. Hustled over the line by Mikheyev. And the Oilers will scoop it up behind their own net. Desharnais guides to Kulak. And it's sent up the middle of the ice for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. From the Vancouver line, they'll put it in deep. Teddy Bluger up the left-hand side. Ilya Mikheyev spinning his Hyman. Can't get untrapped. And now Mikheyev protecting with Nugent-Hopkins wrestling the puck free. Tyler Myers around the boards, and that's going to be stolen by Zach Hyman. Hyman to Connor McDavid. Shrugs off a check. Nearly wrapped up in the corner. Edmonton a 2-0 lead in Game 7 without the benefit of a point from McDavid or Leon Draisaitl up the right-hand side, muscled by Mikheyev inside the Oiler blue line. Edmonton right to left. Drilled in deep by Ekholm. After the puck is Hyman and McDavid in on the forecheck. Ekholm tries to seal the left half boards, does so for McDavid. It's flipped around the end wall, picked up by Roenick and left for Tyler Myers. Canucks left to right. Joshua will punch it forward. Evan Bouchard will gather and clear up the right-hand boards. Soucy cut it off, put it down low in the corner, and Draisaitl, with a flick of the wrist, put it up on the glass, slapped back the other way by Joshua. Slashed free for a moment by Bouchard. Joshua tried to send it tumbling into the zone, hit Garland, dropped at his feet, and then he missed Joshua with a centering pass. Rebound to Elias Lindholm. Garland fires and a save. Stuart Skinner. one of his best stops of the night with 6:26 to go in the second period. So finally the Vancouver push has arrived, and Skinner that time issuing no rebound. Garland hunched over, knows an opportunity gone by.
Well, they've gotten a couple second chance opportunities. Ekholm didn't have a stick. His broke, so they had to pass the baton. A left shot. It was all the way to Ekholm.
I think Kane might have given up his stick at one point, because when Skinner made the save, Kane had no stick. Yeah. So you're absolutely right. It was kind of a relay with that stick. Now, with a D-zone draw, Draisaitl comes out to take the draw with Foegele and McLeod. 2-0 Edmonton in Game 7.
It's a left side draw, so if he wins it, he's going off, and Derek Ryan will come on.
The Oilers 1-1 in the McDavid era in Game 7s. Dropped Game 7 to Anaheim second round 2017. Beat LA first round 2022. Oilers 3-3 on the road in Game 7 historically as a franchise. Now we're ready for play. Draisaitl against JT Miller. Face-off left of Skinner. Miller wins the face-off. First time in this game, Vancouver has built some momentum. Quinn Hughes tucks it inside. Shot. DiGiuseppe and a save made by Skinner. He stopped DiGiuseppe a couple of times in this period. And then a near miss as Miller made a steal and tried to find Pettersson.
Puck management has not been good here last 5 minutes, Jack.
Pass off target. Now Miller hits Pettersson again, and that time the shot sent ricocheting into the corner by Nurse and hoisted down the ice. Quinn Hughes will gather back in his own end. So Vancouver has finally found some momentum in this game. Zadorov will snap it in. Kulak will pick it up. Höglander after the puck with Sam Lafferty, who just tripped up Kulak. Lafferty reached and got caught for tripping. And as Darnell Nurse works his way in for the right-hand side, the play will be whistled dead. And Sam Lafferty, who's been a healthy scratch the prior two, takes a costly penalty with his club, building some momentum. He's now put Edmonton on the power play for the second time in tonight's game. 5:38 to go in the second period. And you talk about a pivotal ATCO power play. The difference between 3-0 and 2-0, monumental, especially the way Edmonton has defended over the last 5 periods. The Oilers 2, the Canucks 0. When we come back, Edmonton power play. Looking for further separation in this win or else. Game 7. The Oilers Radio Network.
Be a savvy Edmonton hotel shopper. Book through edmontonsbesthotels.com and receive up to $225 in cash rewards. There are over 50 member hotels to choose from offering their best value rates. edmontonsbesthotels.com. Rewards with every booking.
Straining to find the right home? You're going to love this. For a limited time, get back in the game with a free Oiler Fan Cave basement by Coventry Homes. This playoff package includes a free basement, plus an exclusive Oiler Fan Cave, complete with their signature customizable designs and top shelf finishes at no additional cost. Because flexibility is within reach. Coventry Homes, the official builder of the Edmonton Oilers.
Hey parents, do you work in downtown Edmonton? Childcare is hard to find, but at Kepler Academy, inside Sun Life Place, we still have some space for children 12 months to 6 years old. Located at 101-23 Hull Street, Kepler Academy Sun Life Place is an award-winning early learning and childcare provider, voted Edmonton's top choice for 4 years in a row. Visit kepleracademy.ca. Mention this ad and your registration fees will be waived. Be a savvy Edmonton hotel shopper. Book through edmontonsbesthotels.com and receive up to $225 in cash rewards. There are over 50 member hotels to choose from offering their best value rates. edmontonsbesthotels.com. Rewards with every booking.
You're listening to Oilers Hockey on 630 CHED and on the Radio Player Canada app.
Edmonton 5 for 19 in the series against Vancouver. And as Bob noted, 11 straight power plays without a conversion. 2-0, 5:38 to go second period. A chance to really put the Canucks in dire straits. But off the draw, it's Vancouver winning a face-off, and Ian Cole rips it down the left-hand side. Edmonton Atco power play has Bouchard, Hyman, McDavid, Nugent-Hopkins, and Draisaitl. Bouchard drops it off. McDavid building speed through neutral ice. Left wing for Nugent-Hopkins. Now McDavid cuts and backhands it to the opposite corner. Draisaitl snatches it off the wall. Here's Bouchard stepping up and delivering a pass back to Draisaitl. In the corner, Nugent-Hopkins. Edmonton 2, Vancouver 0 in Game 7. 5 minutes to play, second period. McDavid against Teddy Bluger from the left-hand corner. He'll whistle it around the boards. Nugent-Hopkins. Draisaitl. One touch on to Bouchard. He has plenty of time up top. Moves it over to McDavid. Now it's Leon Draisaitl. Waiting. Bouchard, one-timer, ripped wide. Rebound, Nugent-Hopkins scores! Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, power play goal! 3-0 Edmonton in Game 7!
Well, the collateral damage from putting the puck to the net. Evan Bouchard wires one. He's going to get another point here. He's up to 20 in the playoffs, and RNH was the first man to find it. 4th goal of the playoffs, and the Oilers are up 3-0.
And goals in back-to-back games and 3 of the last 4 for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Power play goal 15-22, and it's been 3 unanswered.
What a shot
for the Oilers as he put it right inside the left goal post and right underneath the bar. Bouchard, another multi-point game. He now is up to 20 points in the playoffs, joining McDavid and Draisaitl.
Draisaitl's second assist.
And that keeps his point streak intact, now at 12 games in the playoffs.
Got to carry a 3-goal lead in the second here, Jack, in the third.
Off the draw, shoveled in by Zadorov. 4.5 to go. Up the right-hand side. Hughes will send it around the boards. Pettersson let it go through. The Lafferty penalty after Vancouver had put together 3 or 4 good shifts in a row proves costly. That negated the first kind of momentum that Vancouver had in this game at all. Fogle to Derek Ryan, and it shot in deep. Shelov's turned it over. Ryan McLeod trapped in the far corner with 4 minutes to play in the second period. Here's Elias Pettersson, one-handing it up to J.T. Miller. Snapped across to Dakota Joshua. He bobbles, then recovers. Pettersson scoops it around. Miller trying to fight off Vinny Desharnais with 3:45 left in the second period, and the Canucks in desperate trouble, trailing 3-0. Shot by Hughes, and that pinballed off at Darnell Nurse, but trickled wide. Evander Kane will try to clear, can't do it. Here's Joshua to Hughes. Doesn't shoot against Leon Draisaitl. Now gives it up Garland. Across to Miller, deep right circle. Hughes shoots, and that was blocked by Holloway. When Hughes still without a goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs, had 17 during the regular season. Myers to Miller, fires a pass to Hughes up top left point. Myers, high slot. Miller, right circle, shot, deflected away by Darnell Nurse. Here's Hughes, checked by Holloway off the puck. Garland comes over to help out against Desharnais. Draisaitl worked it free, and now Holloway will clear without a problem to Evander Kane. Chipping and charging back into the Vancouver zone. Tyler Myers up the right-hand side. Garland kept it alive. Got it back. Loads up, fires. Block shot. Leon Draisaitl. You do anything you can in Game 7. And he took that one off the left hand. Cleared by the Oilers. Up to the Vancouver blue line. Shoveled in by Höglander. Quickly advanced through to McDavid by Matthias Ekholm. 3-0 Edmonton in Game 7 as Vancouver pours back across the line. Garland left to right to Höglander. Behind the net, Nugent-Hopkins able to take it away. He just scored a power play goal to make it 3-0 Edmonton. Puck comes loose in front for a moment. Jabbed out to the high slot and held in by Carson Soucy. Vancouver a desperate push here. Roenick, his shot deflected off Pius Suter. Gobbled up by Soucy. Played it down low. Taken away from Bouchard by Höglander. Out to Roenick. Fires fired, and another block shot. This one by Nugent-Hopkins. Nugent-Hopkins and Draisaitl in this same sequence with key block shots. 2 minutes to play. Fired in by Roenick. Around the boards. Hyman could not get it out. Swung down low by the desperate Canucks. But Nugent-Hopkins will pick it up on the half wall and nudge it back inside the Vancouver line. Minute 45 to play second period. 3-0 Edmonton. All the goals in the second. Lindholm in the slot. Fammed on a wrist shot. And after he loses control, here's Sam Carrick looking to get it ahead of Zadorov, who's able to close quickly. Connor Brown with support. Carrick plowed Zadorov into the boards and continues to work for possession of that puck just outside the trapezoid. He was dumped to the ice by Oman. You got a 4-player pile up in the corner. Good work by Brown and Carrick, who finally flung it back to Kulak. Right back into the corner. Carrick was on one knee. He'll pop back up and get hip checked to the ice again. He's been down 3 times on this shift, but he's also melted off another 30 seconds. Lindholm will toss it down deep for Vancouver. Final minute, second period. Big hit on Kulak by Lindholm, who now takes the puck. Kulak got right back up and angled him off, allowing McLeod to deliver a floater to center, and it's shot in by Janmark. Quinn Hughes back in his own zone for Vancouver. He's getting worked over by Connor Brown up the left-hand side. Di Giuseppe will send it skipping off the boards. It flutters to rest back inside the Edmonton line. Desharnais, long toss for Derek Ryan. Shot in with 30 seconds to go in the period. Second period goals by C.C. Bouchard and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins have put Edmonton up 3-0 in Game 7. Here's the final 20 seconds of the second period. Pedersen dumped to the ice. Hughes with a giveaway at the Edmonton line. Desharnais put it back up the right-hand side. McDavid trying to break free. Roenick let the stick go to avoid a tripping call, and the Canucks golf it down the middle. Final 5 seconds. Nurse takes a peek. He's got the puck, and the horn will sound, and Edmonton's 20 minutes away from its second trip to the Western Conference Final in the last 3 years. The Oilers have put the Canucks in a severe hole. They've outshot them 27-12 and 3 unanswered goals in the second. You wondered after the first period, when Edmonton outshot Vancouver 13-2, when the dam might break. Well, it did in the second, and the Oilers, over the last 5 periods, have outscored the Canucks by a count of 8-1.
Well, Vancouver's been the more physical team, 25 hits to 17, but Edmonton's got 12 blocks, Jack. And think of who blocked the shots. You mentioned Draisaitl, Nugent-Hopkins. It's the playoffs. Everybody's got to hit. Everybody's got to block shots. Rick Tocchet talked today, and it was a brilliant summation on his part. He said one of the things that has to happen is players got to get out of their comfort zone. They got to do things that they don't normally do. And I think it's got to be stated. Rick's gotten the most out of his team, and the biggest thing that he's got is belief. And that's why this game isn't over. The Oilers are up 3-0, but Rick Tocchet, they came back against Nashville. They came back from 4-1 down against Edmonton. They've shown a propensity to do it. However,
Rick Tocchet's done a great job, but how about Edmonton over the last 5 periods in terms of making adjustments? Not only outscoring the Canucks 8-1, but they've limited Vancouver to 27 shots over the last 5 periods.
That's
5 a period.
Yeah, 5.5 per period. And conversely, the Oilers are sitting now at 54 shots in those 5 periods.
Right.
So they're at 11 shots.
They're dominating them. Yeah. They're doing what a lot of people thought they would do from the onset of the series.
And now what happens, Jack? Now what happens is because the Canucks are down 3-0, they got to sell out every opportunity to create some offense. You should, in theory, get some opportunities off the counter. Cody Ceci, long-range bomber, through a screen, 1-0 goal. Evan Bouchard, long-range bomber, through a screen, 2-0 goal. The Oilers on the power play, okay. He couldn't find the rebound because there was a screen from Hyman there. On the initial shot from Bouchard, the rebound comes. Oilers up in front, 3-0 here. They played smart. This has been a real good road performance. You mentioned it. Last 5 periods, still some work to do here in the third.
You're not ready to proclaim Cody Ceci Mr. Game 7 just yet.
No.
But he has opened the scoring in the last 2 Game 7s for the Edmonton Oilers. It must be said. A guy who went more than 110 games without a goal finally broke through with 5 in the second half of the season. And now he comes through yet again into Game 7. That goalless streak was is officially 127 games for Cody Ceci.
All that talk over Sean Walker, who is a really good player. I think we can agree on that. Didn't go get
shot out of the playoffs.
Not just out of the playoffs. He played 11 games. You know how many points he had for Colorado? 0. And he went -5 during that stretch. So he didn't provide them.
And how about Bouchard versus Hughes in this series?
Well, it's not even, I mean, Bouchard's up.
5 goals, 11 points in the series.
Yes.
And he's got 20 for the playoffs.
Just think, Jack, of the confluence of events. We were at the draft in Dallas in 2018. We thought the Detroit Red Wings would be taking one of Quinn Hughes or Evan Bouchard. Instead, they took Philip Zadina. They said they were light on scoring offense, a player who they later bought out as an organization. Vancouver gets Quinn Hughes at 7, and the Oilers get Evan Bouchard at 10. And think of the last regular season game here. Way back in November, Bouchard was on the ice for 3 goals against that night. Some of the writers in Edmonton were saying he's never going to get it. 82-point season. And for the second consecutive year, he's poised to lead all NHL defensemen in playoff scoring.
Well, he's poised right now to maybe challenge for the overall scoring lead. He's got 20 points. He's third behind Draisaitl with 24 and McDavid with 21.
The Oilers have the top 4 scorers right now. Nugent Hopkins with 2 points. He's up to 16.
So there you go. Edmonton 20 minutes away from an Evan Bouchard return to Dallas. And that would be for games 1 and 2, Thursday and Saturday. That Thursday face-off 6:30 Mountain. That Saturday face-off 6 Mountain. But it's 20 minutes away. Important to note. The Oilers, 3. The Canucks, no score. This is Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinal. Reed and Rob are on deck. The Oilers Radio Network.
There's only one line of trucks that's outsold all others for 58 years. Only one with the available Power Boost hybrid engine on select models that delivers performance and efficiency. It's the truck that all others are measured by. You know the one. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Right now, lease the 2024 F-150 STX with black appearance package at 2.49% APR for up to 24 months with $4,800 down. That's just $228 bi-weekly. Visit your Alberta Ford store or Ford.ca for details.
It's our YEG with 630 Chad.
Step right up and enjoy an array of thrilling acts under the big top as the Royal Canadian International Circus returns to West Edmonton Mall June 6th through the 16th. Tickets at royalcanadiancircus.ca. Then declutter and revitalize your home for summer with extra space from Sentinel Storage. Visit 630ched.com now for your chance to win a $250 Visa gift card courtesy of Sentinel Storage.
For details on these and more events, visit 630ched.com. At the intermission, brought to you by End of the Road Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Is that a good face-off situation? And Ceci blasts one home. Cody Ceci, top of the right circle, scores to open Game 7 as he did 2 years ago in the Los Angeles series.
That got it started for the Oilers, and they kept coming. They lead 3-0 after 2 periods. Game 7 in Vancouver. That was the highlight zone for Century Casinos. All in, all games, all season. Century Casinos, 3 great locations. Edmonton, St. Albert, and next to the Edmonton International Airport. Welcome to the Winter Zone. Along with Rob Brown, I'm Reed Wilkins at the intermission for End of the Road Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring. 50-50 draws after this game. The jackpot's just under $4.1 million. That may be of interest. As Rob, the Oilers' second goal is now Hyman's 11th from Bouchard and Nugent Hopkins. And then Nugent Hopkins scores on the power play. We did see a push from Vancouver late in that period, but man, oh man, that offensive zone penalty by Lafferty turns out to be huge.
It was. A couple of players have been in and out of the lineup for the Vancouver Canucks. Lafferty's one of them. Takes an offensive zone penalty when it's 2-0 and they're pressing. They're one goal at that point away from making this a game. And instead you give the best power play in the playoffs an opportunity to go up and make it a 3-goal lead. On the, I think it was the Hyman goal, another player that's been in and out of the lineup, Bluger. He has the puck with nobody on him, about 10 feet inside the blue line, and panics and throws the puck back into his own zone a bad pass too, and it handcuffed Myers, and Myers has to ice it off the face-off. The Oilers get a chance and they score a goal. So guys that have come out of the press box making big mistakes, and you can't make big mistakes against a team that's outplaying you and that is better than you. And the Oilers were all over the Canucks, and then the Canucks just added to that by taking penalties, by turning the puck over. It was a mismatch in the first 40 minutes. The Canucks did have a push, and give them credit for that. But the chances they had, Stuart's going to look very confident on. He swallowed pucks up. He fought for sight lines. And the Canucks now, it's a matter of running out of time. So they will have a push to start the third period. They're a proud team. They're a resilient team. But to me, go back to, and we'll talk about it after the game, go back to the first period. The Vancouver Canucks did not do anything to adapt to the Oilers' penalty killing. They didn't do anything to adapt to breaking the puck in on their power play. And it cost them. Instead of being up 1 or 2 after one on a power play, they're all even. And to me, that was the hockey game.
So 3-0 Oilers after 2. Yeah, Skinner has looked comfortable, tested a little more as that period went on. And, yeah, Rob, I mean, still a lot of work to do here, but the Oilers have played well. I mean, they're playing desperate. You saw Draisaitl block a shot. You see a lot of work back through the neutral zone. And to me, you've also seen some play by Vancouver when they're trying to move the puck up the ice, that they're not crisp. They're fumbling some pucks and fumbling some passes that usually get made.
They are, and pressure and the scoreboard. All of a sudden, it becomes more important that everything goes right, and you start making mistakes, and a little bit of panic is set in. So, and give the Oilers credit, they're quick tonight. I know that the Canucks had pressure in the last 5-6 minutes, but before that, every time a Canuck touched the puck, he had someone on him. There was no time, there was no space, and it was everyone. A lot of the times we see retrievals by Connor and Leon and Hyman and Nuge. But tonight it's been Holloway and McLeod and Janmark and Derek Ryan up and down the lineup. The Oilers have gotten contributions, both, offensively, but more importantly, defensively, giving the Vancouver Canucks zero time in this game to make a play. And then all of a sudden, you start getting a little antsy when the puck comes to you. And that's when you see the puck bounce because, I don't have much time. I got to move it. And you start thinking too fast for your hands. And that's when the mistakes come in.
All right, Rob. So I would imagine the Canucks are saying we've been here before, even though, they haven't generated a ton. But what's being said in the two dressing rooms now?
Well, the Oilers are saying simple. Do the same things we've been doing for 40 minutes and stay out of the box. That's simple. Just, keep pushing, keep playing, keep rolling the lines, but stay out of the box. The Vancouver Canucks are saying, okay, let's win the first 5. Let's just win that first 5 minutes and see what happens. Put everything on net. The Canucks, I'm not sure they're saying we've been here before because they're like, right now they're a little shell-shocked at what's happened through 40 minutes. They're taking a deep breath, and they're going to have a good third period. But the problem for the Canucks, and this is what happens, we talked before the game, Brock Boeser, the absence of him would become felt if the Edmonton Oilers got a multiple goal lead. If it's a 1-goal lead, or if it's just within 1 the whole game, you can survive without your best goal scorer. When you're down 3, all of a sudden, the guy that scored 40 goals in the regular season leads you in goals in the playoffs. Now you're missed because now you're looking for not one hero to score a goal. Now you're looking for at least 3 guys to score goals in this hockey game. So the Canucks will come out with a push, but the loss of Boeser and the very, very timid first 25 minutes of this hockey game is going to cost them.
3-0 Oilers after 2. Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Experience the exciting casino action at 3 Century Casino locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and next to the Edmonton Airport. Dine at one of their amazing restaurants featuring daily specials. Check out the best in live entertainment at any amazing location. Plus, you can always enjoy a great selection of casino gaming options or try your luck at off-track betting. And now you can feel the thrill of live horse racing at Century Mile Racetrack. Century Casino has it all. Come for the action, stay for the fun.
Did Did you know that there are 9 Napa Auto Parts stores serving the greater Edmonton area and have been doing so for more than 50 years? Since Napa first opened in Edmonton, the community has grown and vehicles have changed, but you can always trust Napa Auto Parts to provide you with the expert know-how and the best vehicle parts. And if that isn't enough, every time you visit a Napa Auto Parts store when you present your AMA card, you receive an additional 10% discount on all retail parts and accessories. Visit your local Napa Auto Parts store for more offers and expert know-how. Napa Auto Parts is a proud fan of the Edmonton Oilers.
Chemco is building industry across Canada, and now they're on the lookout for civil and electrical project managers, estimators, and superintendents to join their dedicated team. Why Chemco? Because Chemco cares. They put people first, offering top-tier compensation packages and an unwavering commitment to safety. At Chemco, safety isn't just a priority. It's everybody's business. Ready to be part of a team that truly values you? Visit chemco.com/careers today.
This is Global News at the second intermission. I'm Zach Ferguson. A wildfire continues to burn near Fort McMurray, but officials say it's no longer out of control. The blaze is close to 2,000 square kilometers in size, but has been reclassified as being held as of late Sunday. Alberta Wildfire says recent rain allowed firefighters and heavy equipment operators to make excellent progress on containing the fire. The federal government is trying to bring auto thefts to a halt with ramped-up intelligence sharing and a multi-level government working group. Finance Minister Christina Freeland headed up a group of federal ministers announcing the National Action Plan against auto thefts at a holiday Monday news conference in the Toronto area. And a new study links cannabis legalization with a rise in the number of Ontario seniors going to the emergency rooms. A report found the number of people aged 65 and over checking into ERs of the province for cannabis poisoning grew sharply over an 8-year period. The study is published by JAMA Internal Medicine. I'm Zach Ferguson. Your next scheduled newscast is after the game, right here on 630 CHED.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian, Ultra, XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
Look, I know this is radio, so it's hard to show you how much is on sale during the Big One clearance event at End of the Row Flooring Centers, but it's a lot. Like this flooring, or this one, and all these. Yep, all at clearance pricing for a limited time. Now, you don't need to just imagine what it would look like, though. You can use our visualizer at endoftheroll.com to upload a picture of your room to see the flooring in your actual home. Try it. Find something you love, then get a great deal on it at the Big One clearance event on now at End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
At the intermission, brought to you by End of the Row Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Waiting. Bouchard, one-timer, ripped wide. Rebound, Nugent-Hopkins scores! Ryan Nugent-Hopkins! Power play goal! That is Nugent-Hopkins' fourth of the playoffs as the Oilers lead the Canucks 3-0 after 2 periods in Game 7. The scoreboard for Pizza 73, official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. Blue Jays beat the White Sox 9-3 earlier today in Major League Baseball. NHL East Final starts Wednesday. The winner of tonight's game is in Dallas for Game 1 of the West Final on Thursday. The Oilers need another solid 20 minutes, and it'll be them. They lead Vancouver 3-0 going to the third with Jack and Bob. Fort Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
At the intermission has been brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Discover the epitome of elegance at Alberta Diamond Exchange, dedicated to crafting unforgettable moments with exquisite jewelry collections for over 2 decades. From stunning engagement rings to timeless wedding bands and anniversary treasures, the Alberta Diamond Exchange commitment extends far beyond I do. Your journey with Alberta Diamond Exchange is not just about jewelry, it's about an unparalleled experience. Check out the Aspen Glen Landing Boutique in Southwest Calgary, and for more information, head to abdiamond.ca today.
As the excitement heats up on the ice, why not heat things up at home too with Pizza 73, the official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. There's no better pairing for hockey than hot, delicious pizza delivered right to your door. So whether you're cheering from the arena or your living room, make sure you've got Pizza 73 on your team. Order now and fuel your playoff passion with the perfect pie. Remember, on game nights, don't just watch, deliver with Pizza 73.
The Brick and the Edmonton Oilers both started right here in Edmonton back in the 70s. And we know nothing is more exciting than playoff hockey. We're next to you in the stands, painted blue and orange, cheering our hearts out. And when we're not there, we're in our stores, making sure you have everything you need to cheer them on in your home. We're proud of this city and its rich sports history. The Brick, supporting the Edmonton Oilers and fans right from the beginning. Let's go, Oilers.
3-0 Edmonton as we ended the third period. The Oilers 20 minutes away from another trip to the Western Conference Final. 50-50 jackpot sitting at $4.18 million, benefiting the Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation Food Banks of Alberta. So get your tickets right now. And then listen closely as Edmonton tries to polish off the pesky Vancouver Canucks. They'll start with McDavid between Nugent-Hopkins and Hyman, Ekholm and Bouchard. They have changed the goal in case you took an extended break after the second period. Hyman a tip-in of the Bouchard drive. So it's CC, Hyman, and Nugent-Hopkins with the goals tonight. Bouchard 2 assists. Shot Susie as we start the third period with a left-wing wrister. That was deflected well wide of Stuart Skinner. Perfect on 12 shots thus far. Tyler Meyer steps up. Tried a snapshot. That was blocked. Kept the rebound alive. Bouchard hacks it out of the zone. And the Oilers clear back through the middle. Opening minute, third period. The Oilers left to right in their white uniforms, blue and orange. Vancouver on home ice, blue, green, and white. And for the first time all year long, the Canucks are chasing. Really, for the first time since December the 21st. Yes. That's when they took over the division lead on Vegas. They've been atop the Pacific ever since, and tonight look to make it 4 division winners in the conference semifinals, or the conference finals rather, for the first time ever in the Stanley Cup playoffs, covering 50 years. Edmonton trying to thwart that as the Canucks bang it in deep. Here's Warren Fogle, ripped up the right-hand side. And that'll be covered by Shelovs with 18:42 to go in the third. Derek Ryan hovering and forcing Shelovs to cover. 3-0 Edmonton. CC from Kulak and Holloway at a minute 16 of the second period. Hyman followed at 5:50 with the tip from Bouchard and Nugent-Hopkins. And then Nugent-Hopkins followed up a Bouchard drive off the end boards with a rebound goal on the power play. Draisaitl the second assist. Nugent-Hopkins goals in 3 of his last 4. Draisaitl an offensive zone faceoff for Edmonton, leading 3-0 in Game 7. Draisaitl will be chased out, replaced by Holloway, who has worked his way into the top 6 after being in the American Hockey League as recently as April. Got a hat trick in his last American Hockey League game and finished strong with 3 goals and 5 points in his last 6 NHL games down the stretch. Lead pass by Hughes, picked off and funneled back in by Ceci. Hughes gives it up to Neil Zoman. And now without Brock Besser, does Vancouver have a mammoth comeback in store here in the third? The puck trickles free on net. Skinner carefully swings it into the corner. McKay put it back behind. Evander Kane to Leon Draisaitl. Reverse back behind the Edmonton net. Kulak is there. Ceci screens off his man. It's popped back down low by Zadorov. Now a shot from a sharp angle by Bluger is wide. Rebound clubbed toward the net by Roenick. And that ricocheted off a skate right to Dylan Holloway. Angles a pass up to Kane, who smartly just one-hands it in. Takes the requisite punishment from Roenick and then floats in for a hard check on Zadorov on his way off the ice. Pettersson in his own zone for Vancouver, pursued by Connor Brown. 2.5 gone by in the third period. Crowd urging the Canucks to give it one more push. They did in the second period, down 2-0. Then Lafferty took a dumb penalty, and it was 3-0 shortly thereafter. A clear to center. Quinn Hughes turned it over. Connor Brown chipping it down low in the corner. Crowd now giving Elias Pettersson some love. Let's go Petey chants reverberate throughout. He's got 1 goal in the postseason. Janmark to Connor Brown, and that ricocheted off Pettersson's stick right to Sheloff's. He'll cover. 3 minutes gone by, third period.
A little passive from Edmonton here, Jack. I know you got the 3-goal lead, but got to keep pushing.
Well, they still haven't permitted a shot on net here in the third. As the Oilers go to McDavid, Nugent-Hopkins, and Hyman for an offensive zone draw here with Ekholm and Bouchard. Vancouver's last Game 7 on home ice was a loss to Boston in the 2011 Stanley Cup Final.
So this would not be the most important Game 7 they played there.
Soucy to Myers, tipped away. Connor Garland will pick it up. Not on home ice, not for sure. Garland worked around the boards. After it is Carson Soucy played it down low. McDavid nudged it free. Now Ekholm up the left-hand side. Nugent-Hopkins got steamrolled, and McDavid took a hit to make the play, and then Soucy fell down. Hyman to McDavid to the net. Poke checked away by Sheloffs.
Good play by Lindholm.
And Sheloffs backhanded up ice by Joshua, and Ekholm will scamper after it with 16:20 to play in regulation. An Edmonton win, and the Oilers head to Dallas on Wednesday for Thursday's Game 1 from the American Airlines Center. We'd have it for you at 6:30 Mountain Time. That's Thursday. But the Oilers still have 16 more minutes to negotiate. Ekholm to McLeod. Shot in carefully by Derek Ryan. Sheloffs will leave it for Philip Roenick. Reverse to Quinn Hughes. Taking over is Ryan. Behind the net, angled off by Hughes. Starts up the right-hand side. Swings a pass ahead for J.T. Miller. Play is onside. Beautiful poke check by Cody Ceci. And here's Dylan Holloway with Fogle over the line, 2-on-1. Holloway drag move to Fogle on a tough pass against his right skate. He picked it up and gave way to Holloway. Protecting against Roenick. Fogle will change. Tried to curl it inside for Draisaitl, then snatched it back from Pettersson and forced it down low. Here's Quinn Hughes. Checked by Draisaitl. Pettersson with control of the puck. He'll fling it over to Hughes. Backhands it up, but not out. Holloway to knock it down. Hughes forced it back to center. Holloway belly down. DiGiuseppe up to the red line. He'll fire it in for the Canucks. Niels Höglander. Checked by Vinny Desharnais. 5 minutes gone, third period. Edmonton, all 3 goals in the second period. Leads it 3-0. Game 7. A trip to the Western Conference Final on the line. A steal by Holloway. He'll shovel it ahead. Kane will peel off. Good work by Holloway not to take icing there. Tipped in by Ian Cole, and back come the Canucks into the offensive zone. They're attacking from right to left in this third period. Cole playing for his 8th team. Mishandled by Sam Lafferty and Sam Carrick on the puck for the Edmonton Oilers. He'll send it in deep. Cole had his pocket picked by Brown. Nudged out in front. Zadorov there for the Canucks to take control of the puck and on to Ilya Mikheyev. He'll send it behind Evan Bouchard. Darnell Nurse defending down low in his own zone. Here's Connor Brown. Soft chip up the right-hand side, and that's sailed out of play. And that could be delay of game against Connor Brown, and the Vancouver power play arrives at the 5:47 mark of the third period. Canucks 0 for 2 tonight, 3 for 22 in the series. Brown just put a little too much air under it, and it flew over the short glass and into the penalty box for an automatic.
Didn't make it to the penalty box.
Yeah, it hit the lady in the last row.
It's a penalty.
Yep.
Derek Ryan went 2-0 on face-off wins on the 2-minute, the double minor penalty to McLeod.
I thought it hit the window of the penalty box, but actually the lady knocked it down. Here's Miller against Derek Ryan, who's been super on the PK for Edmonton. Nugent-Hopkins, Ekholm, and Vinny Desharnais round out a Napa Auto Parts penalty kill that has just been tremendous in this series. And in the playoffs as a whole, better than 91%. Miller calling signals as he digs in against Derek Ryan. And off the draw, Edmonton will come up with it. Nugent-Hopkins sends it flying past Pettersson and streaks after the puck. Nugent-Hopkins scored the third goal in Edmonton's run of 3 in a row in the second period to break open what had been a scoreless first. Pettersson to Connor Garland, relieved of the puck by Ekholm, and Nugent-Hopkins fired it off the body of Quinn Hughes, knocked down and sent ahead. Pettersson will shoot it in. Skinner gives it a look. It's JT Miller out to Hughes. Lindholm. Hughes dishing off. Miller, right face-off dot, tried to cut it inside, and a great save on Pettersson by Skinner because that ricocheted around, and Pettersson all of a sudden slammed it on net. Skinner made the save. Rebound cleared down the ice. Lindholm at center gives way to Elias Pettersson. 1:10 left on the penalty to Connor Brown for delay of game. A steal by Warren Foegele. He's also had a tremendous series on the PK. Even though he's been quiet on the score sheet, he'll shovel it down low. McLeod out there with Nurse and Ceci. And Janmark. Pettersson in from the left-hand side for Vancouver. Miller off the boards. Lunging. Pettersson kept it alive. Got it back left circle, cross ice, and that was healed wide by Lindholm. What a great chance for the Canucks. And they can't get it on net. Pettersson fires it across. That was tipped high up on the plexi. And the Canucks come up with it. Hughes will bring it back in, but offside. Dakota Joshua had not vacated the zone. 31 seconds left in the Minard Brown. 12:45 remaining in the hockey game. And Vancouver has been limited to just one shot in the first 7 minutes and 15 seconds of this third period. And they're the team trailing. Season on the line. Canucks have led for all of 33 seconds the last 4 games as Edmonton slowly exerting its will and skill on the Canucks. The way they've defended in front of Stuart Skinner, reinserted into the starting lineup for Game 6. If you're an Oiler fan, nothing short of sensational. Nugent-Hopkins against Miller. Off the draw, Janmark left it for Nugent-Hopkins, and a 2-bouncer on net, fielded flawlessly by Sheloffs. Canucks haven't done much in front of Sheloffs tonight, just 13 shots. Garland over the line, another offside call whistled by Johnny Murray. Edmonton a 28-13 edge on the shot clock and a 3-0 lead in Game 7 with 12:29 left on the game clock. I would assert, Bob, and I know the power play had a huge first series against LA, but for me, the penalty kill has really stood out in both rounds.
100%. Mark Stewart taking that over when Dave Manson was fired.
Off the draw, Miller to Pius Suter. He'll shovel it down low. Reversed up the right-hand side, Miller. High slot, swept along. Hughes a blast into traffic. Suter a shot that's stopped by Stuart Skinner. Locating it through heavy traffic. Vancouver's second shot of the period. And Skinner makes his 14th save to keep the game at 3-0 in favor of Edmonton. Just 2 seconds left on the Canuck power play. That went through Nurse, and Skinner was able to find it despite Pettersson stationed in front of him as well. Skinner bears down for a face-off to his right. Derek Ryan won it from JT Miller, and Ceci, who opened the game scoring, sends it down the ice, and Edmonton's killed off yet another Vancouver power play. Canucks a dismal 3 for 23 in the series on the man advantage. Chipped in by Pius Suter, after it JT Miller. Right side, Niels Höglander. Oilers 1 for 2 on the power play. Hughes and Miller trade the puck. Fired by Hughes. That ricocheted off McDavid. Out there with Draisaitl and Hyman, of course, following the successful kill. The stretch play to Hyman is intercepted by Hughes. Both teams will change it up with 11.5 to go.
Don't think Hughes is ever going to come off the ice, Jack.
Hughes to Tyler Myers up the right-hand side. Höglander will give it up. Soucy and Myers the D pairing, and Myers with a backhander that rolls in front of Skinner, who allows Ryan McLeod to carefully pick it up and skate it out of his own end. He hits the Vancouver line. Holloway wrist shot. That was blocked. Rebound save made Sheelovs and tugged away from Evander Kane. Kane with 2 goals and 2 assists in his last 4 games coming in. Soucy worked it free. Holloway. Edmonton's depth showing up just in time. Game 6 and 7. Nurse up the middle. Holloway will step in with Kane. Fires, and that was blocked. Actually, their depth showed up a little bit in Game 5. Almost carried the Oilers into overtime. Holloway to Desharnais. Edmonton led for much of that game. Nurse shoots it into the opposite corner. That'll be recovered and played forward by Lindholm. Dakota Joshua. This crowd has been mostly silenced as the puck tumbles out of play with 10:33 remaining. And the Canucks just can't get anything going offensively. 2 shots in the third period. Edmonton, 3 goals in the second. And a commanding 3-0 lead in Game 7 with 10:33 to play at Rogers Arena. This is the Western Conference semifinal. The Oilers 10.5 away, a trip to Dallas. We'll be right back with more live play-by-play. Third period continues. The Oilers Radio Network.
Blue-collar work deserves big dollar perks. Get a heavy wallet with Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals is hiring heavy equipment technicians, maintenance supervisors, PM servicemen, maintenance coordinators, and pretty much every other position that makes Alberta go. We help move the earth that makes Alberta grow. So why not work for a company that makes your bank account grow too? Visit HeavyMetalEquipment.ca to find your new career. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals, helping you move the earth.
Hey parents, do you work in downtown Edmonton? Childcare is hard to find, but at Kepler Academy, inside Sun Life Place, we still have some space for children 12 months to 6 years old. Located at 101-23 Hull Street, Kepler Academy Sun Life Place is an award-winning early learning and childcare provider, voted Edmonton's top choice for 4 years in a row. Visit KeplerAcademy.ca. Mention this ad and your registration fees will be waived.
McDavid trying to come in with speed. Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores!
Hey, Edmonton. Rogers wants you to stay connected to your Edmonton Oilers.
Connor McDavid! Fantastic!
Catch every goal on Canada's largest and most reliable 5G network with Rogers 5G mobile plans. To learn more, visit Rogers.com/5G. That's Rogers.com/5G.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app.
This is the Oilers Radio Network.
3-0 our score. 10:33 to play in the third period. Edmonton on top. Oilers, after a scoreless first period where they outshot the Canucks 13-2, stayed patient. Ceci a drive from the point, and off the draw, it's Ceci who clears to center. Then Hyman tipped in a Bouchard bomb from distance, and Nugent-Hopkins scored on a rebound on an Edmonton power play. 3-0 Oilers after 2, and it's been that way ever since. Puck lodged in the near corner offensive zone for Vancouver. Lindholm tried to roll out front, couldn't get a shot of it. Engaged with Janmark and then Kulak. Finally breaking free of traffic with the puck and attempting to clear as Sam Carrick did not get it done. The Canucks have the Oilers hemmed in here. Lindholm against Ceci. Carrick dislodged. Now forced by Joshua out to the point for Ian Cole. Angle to Lindholm. His shot blocked. Rebound. Another block shot. And then the clear back to the point by Garland eluded Zadorov. So the Oilers 2 key shot blocks on that sequence.
Fourth line on the ice coming out of a commercial break, Jack. Pretty interesting decision there.
Now McDavid, Nugent-Hopkins, and Hyman out there. 15 block shots for Edmonton in the game, nearly double Vancouver's total. Pettersson to Myers, sent in left corner. JT Miller shoveled it out. Myers, his shot blocked by McDavid. If Edmonton should win this series, the talk has to be the Oilers' defense as a team in Game 6 and 7. Nothing they did offensively. They have absolutely stifled Vancouver. Racing in left-hand side. Teddy Bluger, a shot, and that's gloved by Skinner from a sharp angle with 8:57 to play in the third period. And Edmonton leading by a score of 3-0. Skinner, 15 saves in the game. He's needed to just make 3 in the third, and we played more than 11 minutes. The Oilers closing in on a trip to Dallas for Thursday's Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. This is Four Dealers NHL Hockey in the Stanley Cup Playoffs live from Vancouver. The Oilers Radio Network. When the Oilers are on the ice, the big hits are a part of the game. But they shouldn't be a part of your drive. If you've been injured in a car collision, let James H. Brown & Associates and their over 200 years of combined injury law experience help you. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oiler fans, James H. Brown & Associates is ready to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Experience the exciting casino action at 3 Century Casino locations. Edmonton, St. Albert, and next to the Edmonton Airport. Dine at one of their amazing restaurants featuring daily specials. Check out the best in live entertainment at any amazing location. Plus, you can always enjoy a great selection of casino gaming options. Or try your luck at off-track betting. And now you can feel the thrill of live horse racing at Century Mile Racetrack. Century Casino has it all. Come for the action, stay for the fun.
Get ready to live sky high. Sky Signature Suites offers remarkable units for rent, featuring sophisticated floor plans, designer finishes, resort-like amenities, and breathtaking views. Situated in the heart of Ice District, Sky is the address for socializing, dining, entertainment, and fun. A building like no other in a location like no other. Visit SkySignatureSuites.com and make your home high above the ordinary.
All games, all seasons.
You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
9 minutes separating Edmonton from a return trip to the Western Conference Final, where they were swept in 4 straight by Colorado in 2022. Face-off, pulled free by Carrick up the left-hand side. Fogel's offside. And with 8:50 to play in the third, a neutral zone face-off in front of Rick Tocchet on the Vancouver bench. He went 2-5 as a player in Game 7, losing 3 times in overtime. Most painfully in my memory, 1993 to David Volek and the New York Islanders.
Had Ray Ferraro on Oilers Now today, and he talked about setting up Volek for that goal.
Miller wins the face-off. Roenick to Quinn Hughes. And now a lead pass to Elias Pettersson. And you'll have extended coverage on Oilers Now throughout Edmonton's Stanley Cup run. Here's a turnover by McLeod. Quick shot, score! Connor Garland buried it. Blocker side on Stuart Skinner. McLeod the turnover. And Garland gives Vancouver life.
That is
3-1. Unforced error.
Well, we talked in the break. Why is he playing McLeod, Ryan, and Fogle so much against their top 2 lines? Just play your top 2 lines against their top 2 lines. Hands over a goal. Well, now we're going to see how the Oilers handle this. This also means Rick Tocchet doesn't have to pull a goalie. It stays a 3-1 game for the next 4 minutes now.
You have to keep in mind, it's basically one mistake. There's no reason for the Oilers to do anything other than what they've been doing.
But now they're going to push.
For the first 50 minutes. Off the draw, Suter will send it in deep. Crowd back in the game. Garland unassisted at 11:27, just a flat giveaway. And a icing call whistled against Edmonton. And Ryan McLeod...
When he makes mistakes, he makes big mistakes.
Well, again, that puck took a hop on him.
I know, he's got to make the play, Jockey. You have to dig in there.
Draisaitl will dig in here for a face-off against JT Miller. 3-1 our score.
Oilers got to handle us here.
Miller against Draisaitl. Vancouver had all of 2 shots before that giveaway in this third period. Here's Pettersson, wraparound effort, and a save made by Stuart Skinner. Draisaitl clears off the left-hand glass. Holloway has a trailer with him, and it's Evander Kane. He'll send it behind the net, and now Philip Hronek to Elias Pettersson, pitchforked out toward the Edmonton blue line, batted down by Bouchard. Hughes takes over at center ice and now backs off with less than 8 minutes left in regulation. Hughes' pass glanced off the skate of Zach Hyman. Left wing, Ekholm waited off the glass, cleared back to center, swatted back in by Nugent Hopkins. Hronek backing off with McDavid bearing down on him. He'll send it over to Quinn Hughes. 7 1/2 to play. Elias Lindholm to Pius Suter. Hits the line. Lindholm lets it go through. Höglander will shovel it around. Now you've got Suter finding Carson Soucy. Across Höglander. Defended by McDavid. 3-1 Edmonton, game 7. 7:15 to go and a clear for Nugent Hopkins. Hyman's stymied at center ice. Canucks worked it back in. Then Suter had to give ground. Vancouver's got to wait to get onside. Bluger does. Well defended by Nugent Hopkins and has to kick it back to Nikita Zadorov. The towering Russian defenseman ahead for Bluger. Play is onside and whipped to the opposite corner. Desharnais will send it gliding up the wall. Bluger centering pass, and that went through 2 Canucks. Garland and Zadorov unable to redirect on net. McDavid knifes it ahead, and now you've got Connor Brown twisted off balance behind the Vancouver net, and a clear by Quinn Hughes. Garland skating around Carrick swiftly into the zone, challenging Darnell Nurse. Behind the net, Dakota Joshua angled off the boards. Hughes looking for room. Poke checked off his stick, kept alive by Zadorov against Janmark. He'll shovel it cross ice, broken up. Good reach by Vinny Desharnais and cleared up the right-hand side.
4th line out here for Edmonton. 6 minutes left in this game.
Garland at center ice. He'll shovel it in. Warren Fogle onto the ice for Edmonton. Reverses quickly to Desharnais. Now the 3rd line out. Desharnais will fire it in. Fogle, Ryan, and Draisaitl replacing McLeod on the shift. Here's Pettersson on the outlet pass. Centering pass wide open. DiGiuseppe shot it high and wide. He was all alone down the slot with a chance to make it 3-2 and missed the net entirely.
I think Leon lost his man there.
Sent in deep by the Canucks. Here's Draisaitl. Checked by Pettersson. Fogle tries to backhand it out. Myers knocked it down. Off to Miller. Now Myers breaks free. Waits. Loads. Fires. And at the last moment, Hyman got his stick into Myers. And the Oilers will clear off the outstretched glove of Miller. And it's a hand pass whistled against Vancouver with 5:23 remaining in the third period. Edmonton 3, Vancouver 1. Crowd fired up. Garland has put the Canucks on the board. But Vancouver running out of time in Game 7. 5 and change. We'll be back with the finish of Game 7 from Rogers Arena. Edmonton looking to close it out and advance to Dallas and the Western Conference Final. The Oilers Radio Network.
Honey, I overloaded the washing machine and there's a mini waterfall pouring through the basement roof.
We'll fix it. Don't worry, babe.
And I might have horribly shrunk your lucky jersey.
Ouch!
Life happens. Access Insurance can help. The Save of the Game is brought to you by Access Insurance. When Albertans need it most, they know they can count on the Access Insurance team for a huge save. It's easy to switch and save. Check out their Google reviews.
And visit accessinsurancegroup.com.
Chemco's building industry across Canada, and now they're on the lookout for civil and electrical project managers, estimators, and superintendents to join their dedicated team. Why Chemco? Because Chemco cares. They put people first, offering top-tier compensation packages and an unwavering commitment to safety. At Chemco, safety isn't just a priority, it's everybody's business. Ready to be part of a team that truly values you? Visit chemco.com/careers today.
I'm Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
And I'm Zach Hyman.
And when we're not making juicy, sweet passes,
or having my goals disallowed,
we're working for Legacy Heating and Cooling.
You know, guys used to call me a plumber.
And now they call you an AC repairman.
Nice.
Hey, guys, you're not here to fix air conditioners. You're here to sing the jingle.
Oh.
Well.
Okay.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
No payments payments and no interest for 1 year from qualified installers. Legacy Heating and Cooling.
You're listening to Oilers Hockey
on 630 CHED and on the Radio Player Canada app.
Crowd back in an uproar. Connor Garland has put 19,000 people back in the game with an unassisted goal off a turnover to make it 3-1. McDavid centering Nugent Hopkins and Janmark as Chris Knobloch down the stretch here going with his best defensive players. Looking to close the Canucks out. Vancouver has been pesky.
When does Tocchet pull a 4-minute mark, Jack?
Maybe 3.5. Soucy ahead to Connor Garland. Up through center ice. In over the line, Elias Pettersson. Whipped around the boards for J.T. Miller as we go inside 5 minutes to play. Garland back to Tyler Myers from the right half boards. Nowhere to go. Nugent Hopkins defending. Back behind the net where Ekholm and Bouchard are stationed. And it's Ekholm working it free to Bouchard. He'll launch it down the ice. That's just an icing call.
Does he do it right now?
4:42 to play in the third period. Edmonton leading game 7, 3-1. It was a scoreless first period. And then Ceci, Hyman, and Nugent Hopkins finding the back of the net in the second period. The Oilers led 3-0 with 8.5 minutes to play, and it permitted Vancouver just 2 third-period shots, and then the turnover, and Garland ripped it by Skinner blocker side. Face-off win for Lindholm to the left of Skinner. Here's Hughes, pursued by Nugent Hopkins. One-timer, Roenick scores! 3-2. His first goal in the playoffs. 4:36 remains. Nothing comes easy in this series. And Edmonton's 3-goal lead is down to 1.
Well, face-off. And they've been close in this game, but McDavid got cleaned up there. And Vancouver's got more than a puncher's chance here, Jack. Chris Knobloch's going to take a timeout.
Lindholm and Hughes with the helpers. 4:36 to play in the third, and indeed, Chris Knobloch wants to talk it over. Very patiently on the bench, just settling everyone down as one would expect from Edmonton's head coach. There's no point in leaving the timeout in the satchel. So go ahead, take your timeout, settle things down.
Well, now they don't have to pull them till the 2-minute mark. And right now, if you're the Oilers, you can't give up a shot. They got all the momentum. And this happens, a very passive approach to start this period. Will we see McLeod on the ice here in the final 4:36, John?
Well, that may be, Bob, but they'd also only allowed 2 shots in the first 11 and a half minutes. The turnover changed everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Roenick from Lindholm and Hughes. And it's 3-2. And Vancouver wins the center ice faceoff. 4.5 to play. Canucks guilty of icing. And there's the whistle. 5:25 to go in the third. It's 3-2 Edmonton in game 7. Face-off coming to Shilov's right-hand side. Philip Roenick, of course, longtime member of the Red Wings. This is his first crack at a postseason. Struggled early in the series. Played his best 2 or 3 games in the back half of the series. Lindholm wins the face-off against Draisaitl to the right of Shilovs. Joshua up the left-hand side. Höglander sends it in deep. Skinner will give it up. Kulak. Puck squeezed free. Joshua had a notion to find Höglander in front. Couldn't get it to him. Roenick put it behind the net. Höglander checked off the puck. Grabbed behind the net. Fed along. Zadorov, his shot blocked by Holloway. Zadorov again, cross ice, and that was tipped away as he was trying to find Höglander, who was open in the slot for just a moment. 3:55 to go in the third. Another ozone draw coming for Vancouver. 3-2 Edmonton.
Carrick and Ryan out here with McDavid. Unbelievable.
Well, that's face-off protection. Carrick will take the draw to the right of Stuart Skinner. 19,000 people screaming and waving white towels. Face off, Wynn, Ryan, and Carrick pull their way out of the zone. Carrick will change. Here's McDavid left wing. Fanned on an attempted wrist shot and then crunched against the corner boards by Rodick. Puck worked free. After it is Warren Foegele. He's tied up with Hughes in the corner. Foegele with McDavid utilizing a screen. Foegele continues to rag the puck in the right-hand corner and melt some clock. Down to 3:25 to go. Foegele finally has it wrestled free, then chipped it down low for McDavid, and then a poke check by Shelovs. Hyman back on the puck for Edmonton. He's occupied by two Canucks who cannot rake the puck from him. And more time ticks off the clock. We're down to 3:10. Finally extracted for Connor Garland. Janmark draped all over Garland. Button hooks away from that pressure and looks to begin a rush up ice right to left. Poke check by Janmark continues to haunt the Canucks. Garland nowhere to go. He can't even get out of his own zone. He'll drift back behind the net with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go in regulation. Edmonton a 3-2 lead in Game 7. Here's Tyler Myers and Shelovs to the bench. Soucy centers, and that went through everyone. Myers right point snapped it across, a poor pass, and Soucy will catch up to it with 2.5 to go. Brown forechecking up ice.
Thought he went.
Shelovs started to go, but he's back in the pipes. Here's Soucy. Looking up the right-hand side. Shelovs wanders up ice. Miller can't get it in. And a steal by Draisaitl will keep Shelovs occupied between the pipes. Soucy will move it over to Tyler Myers. He'll snap it through the neutral zone. Picked off by Cody Ceci. Shoveled back the other way. That one off Höglander. No too many men. And the Oilers get it in deep. We're down to 2 minutes left in Game 7. Edmonton 3. Vancouver 2. Down the stretch at Rogers Arena. Pettersson up through center. He'll shoot it in. Now Shelovs is heading for the bench. Net empty. Hyman fanned, then flipped it out to center ice. And the Canucks will settle it down inside their own blue line. McDavid watches Hughes flick it ahead for Miller. He'll get it in deep. Desharnais against Elias Pettersson, who fell down. Tried to maintain. Zadorov down low in the corner. Taken away by Connor Brown and chipped out to center. Beyond the reach of Connor McDavid. Lead pass left-hand side. Miller gave it away. Nugent-Hopkins centered off the glass and back inside the Vancouver blue line. 1 minute, 20 seconds to play in Game 7. Vancouver trailing 3-2. Here's Garland in over the line, right side. Pettersson let it go through. Miller can't get there. It's still loose on the left half boards. Nugent-Hopkins took it away. Garland to Lindholm. Nugent-Hopkins on his backhand. 1 minute to play in Game 7. 3-2 Edmonton. Canucks battling. Swarmed under in the corner. Nugent-Hopkins with a heavy check. Now Miller had it knocked away. Loose in the slot. Draisaitl has the net empty. He chips. He charges. Hughes bowled over by Draisaitl. Regains. Set it up the boards. Garland at center ice. Knocked away by Derek Ryan. 40 seconds to go. Pulsating playoff hockey. Vancouver. Joshua. Checked by Bouchard. Lifted off glass and out by Derek Ryan. 30 seconds to play in Game 7. Hughes has to hurry. Janmark bearing down. Edmonton 3, Vancouver 2. Here's the finish. Höglander will chip it in from the left-hand side. Ekholm reverses past him. Hyman needs a clear. Pettersson all over him. 12 seconds. Center pass, one timer blocked. Rebound loose. Miller fans. The Oilers clear up the right-hand side. Hyman lost it. 5 seconds. Rodick blasts it. It was tipped into the far corner. And Edmonton has won Game 7. 3-2. The Oilers advance to the Western Conference Final. They'll play Dallas Thursday night. This game, this series is over.
What a furious and frenetic finish. And the Oilers had a couple chances to maybe go for the goal, and they just elected to chip. And the Canucks fans should give their team a heck of a applause here. They played great. What a comeback.
But no shots on net for Vancouver.
Nope.
In the last 3.5 minutes. That last pass into the slot was blocked. And the Oilers, the game-winning goal, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins playing about 20 minutes away from his hometown.
Yep.
And how sweet it must be for a guy often overlooked. Playoff heroics, McDavid, Draisaitl, Smith, the Game 7 shutout. You rarely have gotten to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins when you talk about tremendous playoff performances. But fans won't soon forget what he delivered for the Oilers in games 4, 6, and 7. He gets the game winner to go along with an assist tonight. And Edmonton advances with a 3-2 victory over the Canucks in game 7 in a series where 6 of the 7 games were decided by 1 goal.
Well, it was a close series, and it was closer than it needed to be in the end. But in the end, Edmonton, in the final 2 games, ended up outshooting the Vancouver Canucks 56-31. Last year, they outshot Vegas 75-53 and lost the series. Not tonight. Tonight, they came back after down 3-2, and they closed the deal. What a great series.
How about the shots in the third period? 5-2 for Vancouver. 2 of those 5 shots went in, but Stuart Skinner, who was pulled in game 3 and went on to see Calvin Pickard win game 4, lose a hard-fought game 5, came back and won game 6 and 7 to help his club advance to the Western Conference Final for the second time in 3 years. Their opponent will be the Dallas Stars, who beat Edmonton 2 out of 3 during the regular season. Now, 2 of those games were played in Dallas. Calvin Pickard won 1 of those. And now the Oilers and Stars hook up with Dallas having home ice advantage. The first 2 games will be played at the American Airlines Center. Bob and I will have them for you on the Oilers Radio Network and the Radio Player Canada app. 6:30 Mountain for game 1 on Thursday night, 6 Mountain time for game 2 on Saturday. And then the series returns to Edmonton for games 3 and 4 on Monday and Wednesday of next week. What a fantastic series. And the Vancouver Canucks find themselves looking up at Edmonton for the first time all season long.
They had an amazing year.
109 points, 50 victories, the division title, and leads of 1-0, 2-1, and 3-2 in this series. But did not close out Edmonton game 6 on Saturday night. Again, they were thoroughly outplayed. And now tonight, after taking 23 of the game's first 27 shots on net, the Oilers took control early, went out to a 3-0 lead, and it proved just enough for Edmonton to hang on and advance to play Dallas. What a finish, and what an effort by Vancouver. And let's go ringside with Zach Hyman. Zach, it was an incredible series. Tell me what's going through your mind as a player struggling to control emotions, protecting a 1-goal lead in the last 2 or 3 minutes. What are you feeling?
Oh, geez. That was stressful. To be honest with you, that was been fun, though.
I mean, it's so, for the fans, for the ones who aren't playing, it's nerve-wracking. I'm curious, does it ever enter your mind what's at stake here?
Yeah, of course. I mean, give credit to them. Like, what a push by them to make it a game. And I mean, we held on there. We got the win, and we're off to the next round, so.
Yeah, it was amazing. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, your line mate, this might have been his best playoff game ever. The penalty kill at the end of the first period, you guys were so good. And I know I brought it up with you after the game the other night, Zach, but he touches every aspect of your team's game, doesn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had his best game last game, and then he just went up to this game. So what a playoff performer. Both ends of the ice. He touches every facet of the game, so we're lucky to have him.
Zach, the finish is one thing, but I thought for 40, 45 minutes, the Oilers did what at times they didn't do often enough in this series, and assert their superiority early. I mean, when I look at the first 40 minutes, Zach, that's as close to a perfect road game as you could draw it up. How did you feel about the club's performance overall, discounting, the crazy finish?
No, it was solid, obviously. To come out play this in this building is not easy to do, and got out to a 3-goal lead, and we played really well there, obviously.
Any thoughts on Dallas, or do you just need a drink of water at this stage?
Probably drink of water. We'll figure that out tomorrow.
Just Zach, we'll be drinking something. Little stepper on the
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Okay.
Zach Hyman, congratulations. Great great series for him, a great playoffs. He's once again in double-digit goals for the Stanley Cup playoffs. He scores his 11th tonight. That made it 2-0 Edmonton, a tip on a Bouchard drive, and the Oilers end up winning this game by a count of 3-2. Just a fantastic game, a fantastic series. I mean, 6 one-goal games in a 7-game series. Hard to imagine you could have more drama. And Vancouver down 3-0 without Brock Besser and seemingly out of it with 9 minutes to play, turned what would have been a series where they kind of rewrote the end. Bob, we would have said, well, you know, Edmonton eventually just pulled away from the Canucks in this series. But the way the series finished, it shows what Rick Tocchet, what the Canucks have done in terms of an overwhelming culture change within the last 15 months.
I mean, you heard Zach Hyman. He made it sound like they survived that furious frenetic
did
at the end of the day, right? And,
but they did by defending. They didn't allow a shot the last 4 minutes.
And that's an improved aspect and an ongoing illustration of their maturation as an organization. No question about it.
Final score, Edmonton 3, Vancouver 2. Nugent Hopkins, the game-winning goal to go along with an assist. Bouchard, 2 assists. He's now up to 20 points on the series. As Bob mentioned, Edmonton now owns the top 4 point producers in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
You know what else? 2 even-strength goals for both teams. But the Oilers won the special teams again. 1 for 2 on the power play, and the penalty kill was perfect in this game.
Penalty kill, I thought, was the difference in this series, and I felt it helped end the LA series prematurely, as opposed to maybe turning that into a 6 or 7 game series. Stuart Skinner now 7-3 this postseason. He stops 15 of 17. And Artur Shilovs, I mean, gave it everything he had. He stopped Brown on a shorthanded breakaway. He made a great backdoor denial of Brett Kulak early. But as Bob noted early in the series, shots through screens at times gave him trouble against Nashville, and that proved a little bit tough for him tonight. Now, let's have a caveat on the second one. It was a Hyman tip.
Yes.
So that didn't help him out. Nugent Hopkins able to bury a rebound. That made it 3-0. Shilovs ends up stopping 26 of 29. And I'll tell you what, Vancouver's got a good duo heading into next year with Demko, who was injured and only played 1 game in the playoffs, and that was the Game 1 victory over Nashville in the first round. And then Shilovs to back up. Presumably DeSmith will move on. And you've got Demko and Shilovs, and certainly a solid foundation with which to work if you're Rick Tocchet.
Well, for the Oilers, and I know we're going to get Leon Draisaitl momentarily here, Jack, but you just on to Dallas. Dallas has incredible depth. Their 4th line starts every game for Pete DeBoer. So he rolls out Sam Steele at center, and Radek Faksa is on that line as well, along with Craig Smith. And Sam Steele, the former, from your neck of the
Sherwood Park.
From Sherwood Park, he plays 14 and a half minutes a game for that team.
You know who doesn't play 14 and a half minutes? Any of Dallas's 6th defensemen. They basically using a 5-man rotation at this stage.
They recalled Alex Petrovic.
Right, and he played 16
and a half. 16 minutes.
We'll see whether that continues. A guy who, as you pointed out, has played mostly in the American League the last 3 years. Whether Petrovic, who of course would be playing against his hometown club, makes a significant impact in the upcoming series against the Dallas Stars.
But Dallas is, look, they're a good team. They're a deep team.
Rope Hintz, there's some questions about his status.
Edmonton's dug. The Oilers are a different team than they were 2 years ago. They're a deeper team, and they're going to have an opportunity here to see what they can do with that depth. But they're playing, I would assert to you, maybe the deepest team left in the playoffs in the Dallas Stars. And you know, tonight the Oilers won 3-2. Leon Draisaitl had a secondary assist.
Connor McDavid held off the score sheet.
And they are the happiest guys in the world.
Right.
That the team found a way to win, and they didn't have to carry the offense. Like, there were now. Could have easily had a power play goal. Like, Shilovs played great. That guy kept the puck out of the net.
I also thought McDavid was instrumental in Vancouver having trouble getting it over. I mean, he played some solid defense. You don't have to win it with points every time.
Mark Brown, Derek Ryan. Those guys.
Fogel, I thought, had a good defensive game.
Obviously, you
give up 17 shots. I mean, that's a pretty solid outing against a Vancouver club that was playing from behind most of the night. So the final score once again in Game 7, Edmonton outlasts the Vancouver Canucks by a score of 3-2. The Oilers survive and advance to play Dallas in the Western Conference Final. And now we're joined by Leon Draisaitl. And Leon, we talked to Zach Zach Hyman a moment ago, and he said, I'm relieved to get through. How do you feel in the glow of a Game 7 victory on the road?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough building to play in. That's a heck of a hockey team over there. So, they've come back all year when people put them down. So, do I think we could have handled it a little better at the end there? Yes, absolutely. But, sometimes you just got to hang on and get a win.
Rightfully so, Leon. You and Connor, receive a lot of the attention. But there's another guy that's been here longer than both you guys, and that's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He touches every aspect of the team. That penalty kill at the end of the first period, I mean, it was unbelievable. Obviously, you got the power play winner. Just a thought on a guy that you guys have an immense amount of respect for.
Yeah, all the respect in the world to Nuggy, obviously. One of the most underrated hockey players probably to ever play. So we certainly value him. We know how good he is, and how many aspects of our game he touches. Very, very fortunate to have him.
The finish was one thing, Leon, but I look back at the first 5.5 periods of Games 6 and 7. I mean, a bit of a defensive clinic. Does Edmonton still not get enough credit for how well they can defend as a team with the game on the line and their season at stake? Is that still an underrated aspect of this team?
Yeah, I mean, teams could sleep on it. We know that, we can defend well. We're well aware of that. Is there room for improvement? Absolutely. But, we know how to defend, and I thought we've shown that for the most part.
Leon, congratulations.
Thank you.
See you on the plane.
Thank you.
That's Leon Draisaitl. The Oilers win Game 7. We can hardly wait. A second trip to the Western Conference Final in the last 3 years for this group, and a bit of an era-defining victory as well in Vancouver. A lot was at stake tonight.
Jack, I'm going to take a little soccer story down the path for you. Argentina winning the World Cup, Lionel Messi, the best player, and they often, at times, people said, well, Lionel doesn't get it done. And they ended up going to a shootout against France and the penalty kicks, and Messi scored, but then they had other guys that had to win it for him, and they did. And that's part of being a team in Argentina. It's a great generation of players growing around watching Messi. That's part of the reason they won the World Cup. And I think tonight, if you look at the Edmonton Oilers, they are no longer a two-man team. I think Connor McDavid held off the score sheet, Leon Draisaitl an assist. Oilers did outshoot Vancouver.
Ask most people if Leon and Connor combined for 1 point in Game 7.
They'd say you'd lose.
Yeah.
But they didn't, and they only gave up 17 shots against. And the tenor of the coach, that calmness of the coach, we have not seen him call a lot of timeouts.
He did, and his club did not give up a shot the rest of the way.
That's all you need to say. There you go. So let's go to Dallas. Dallas is going to be the favorite in the series. They finished ahead of the Oilers in the regular season.
They might not be the betting favorite. A lot of hockey people will pick Dallas. They might not be the betting favorite.
Well, there's a lot of Oilers fans that want to support the team out there. But it's good. Look, Dallas has got incredible depth. They got Jake Ottinger is a top 8 goaltender in the league. Stuart Skinner's going to have to elevate a bit. I thought he played pretty good tonight for Edmonton. Defensively, Dallas might not have the same depth on D, but they did add Chris Tanev. Lundqvist has been a disappointment for them coming over from the Rangers. They had to play Petrovic, who'd been in the minors the last couple of years ahead of him. I'll be intrigued to see what happens defensively. And then up front, Dallas can roll him. And Wyatt Johnson, I mean, man, oh man, what a story, coached by Paul Coffey. The Oilers passed on Wyatt Johnson and took Xavier Bourgault. But Dallas can get you lots of different ways, and a very underrated fourth line as well.
All right. Well, Messi may have won the World Cup, but there's still 8 victories to go for a Stanley Cup. And yet Edmonton can feel gratified with surviving back-to-back elimination games. They take Game 7 by a final score of 3-2, and they'll advance to take on the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference Final. Game 1, 6:30 Mountain Time on Thursday. Game 2, 6 Mountain on Saturday evening from Dallas. And then the series again shifts to Edmonton for Games 3 and 4 next Monday and Wednesday. We can hardly wait to bring it to you again across our stations on the Oilers Radio Network, 630 CHED, the flagship home, and of course our friends at Radio Player Canada. So with that, one of the best series involving 2 Canadian teams ever comes to its inevitable conclusion. 6 of the 7 games decided by 1 goal, including Game 7 tonight, which goes to Edmonton 3-2 over Vancouver. The Canucks go home. The Oilers are on to Dallas. Until then, for Bob Stauffer, Reed Wilkins, Rob Brown, this is Jack Michaels saying good night from Rogers Arena. Edmonton back in the Western Conference Final. Ladies and gentlemen, the pleasure was all hours. The Rogers postgame show starts right now.
Exclusive live interviews, expert analysis, and game highlights. This is the Rogers postgame show. Once again, here's Bob Stauffer on the Oilers Radio Network.
Waiting. Bouchard, one-timer, ripped one. Rebound, Nugent-Hopkins scores! Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, power play goal!
And that made it 3-0 for Edmonton. The Canucks did get 2 in the third, but the Oilers win. That's the Century Casino Highlight Zone, all in, all games, all season. Century Casino, 3 great locations. Edmonton, St. Albert, next to the Edmonton International Airport at Century Mile. Welcome to the Winter Zone. This is the Rogers postgame show on the Oilers Radio Network.
Edmonton, get ready to meet Traveland RV. The Trailblazer RV location in Atchison is now Traveland RV. Western Canada's trusted name in recreation since 1977. Celebrate our grand opening and find up to 50% off MSRP during our huge liquidation sale. That's right, 50% off. Select in-stock 2022 and 2023 models. Brands you know like KZ, Venture, Brinkley, Rockwood, New Camp, and Northern Light. Edmonton's new name in recreation. Traveland RV in Atchison. TravelandRV.ca. Simply unbeatable.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
You're tuned in to the Rogers postgame show on the official voice of the Edmonton Oilers, 630 CHED, and on the Oilers Radio Network.
30 seconds to play in Game 7. Hughes has to hurry. Janmark bearing down. Edmonton 3, Vancouver 2. Here's the finish. Hoglander will chip it in from the left-hand side. Ekholm reverses past him. Hyman needs a clear. Pedersen all over him. 12 seconds. Center pass, one-timer blocked. Rebound loose. Miller fans. The Oilers clear up the right-hand side. Hyman lost it. 5 seconds. Rodick blasted. It was tipped into the far corner. And Edmonton has won Game 7. 3-2. The Oilers advance to the Western Conference Final. They'll play Dallas Thursday night. This game, this series is over.
You know, he didn't have any energy on that call at all. That's the Save the Game, brought to you by Access Insurance. Alberta oil field and construction contractors can count on huge saves when they need it the most. Visit accessinsuranceGroup.com. You know, it didn't have to happen in that sequence. Stuart Skinner didn't have to make the save. After the Canucks made it 3-2, he never faced another shot. Let's bring aboard our Inside the Game analyst, Rob Brown. Rob, closer than it needed to be, but the Oilers only gave up 17 shots tonight after giving up 15 in Game 6. I know Vancouver didn't have Brock Besser, but they ultimately found a way.
Well, the Oilers came out in the first 30 minutes of this game, 35 minutes of this game, and imposed their will. They were the better team. They created the most chances. It was 3-0. And we talked before the game, without Besser, the Canucks were going to have a hard time coming back from multiple goals down. So we said the Oilers got to score first, and they got to extend that lead. And the lead being extended to 3, as much as Vancouver came back at the end, they could never get that last one. They were missing a guy that scored 40 for them over the season. That's when Besser scores his big goals.
Yeah.
The Oilers were good. Their power play got them the game-winning goal. Their penalty killing has been outstanding all playoffs. What are they now in the penalty killing on the postseason? They're over 90%, weren't they?
They're over. They came into tonight's game, Rob, at 90.6%. So after going 3 for 3 tonight, they're over 91%. They got the top combined special teams in the league.
Well, to me, this game was won on the penalty kill in the first period.
100%.
I mean, the Oilers were by far the better team. By far the better team. Yet the Vancouver Canucks get to finish with a 4-minute power play. If they score 1 or 2 goals on that and go in with the lead, that would have just demoralized the entire Oilers dressing. You played that good, and then one little mistake with the stick and you're behind. But not only did the Canucks not get a goal, they got 0 momentum. They gave up the only scoring chance against, and that bleeds into your team. It bleeds into your offensive players, because that's where they're supposed to have their special moments, and they're not getting anything going. And it took them another 15 minutes before any offensive flair came from the Vancouver Canucks. So in this series, the power play was good. but the penalty killing is one of the main reasons that the Edmonton Oilers are moving on. And to go on the other side of it, I don't know who runs the Vancouver Canucks power play, but whoever does should have a talking to. If you've gone 7 games where you cannot get across the blue line doing that one play, you might want to change. You might want to adapt. And they just continued to go over and over again.
Part of it is the Oilers. It was the work specifically, I thought, of Brown and Janmark, because they do the second sequence out there. So when they do a reload and they do that drop and delay, those guys get great up ice pressure, Rob.
Oh, fantastic. But you got to change. I mean, the Oilers kept pushing you to the left side, and then they just attacked poor JT Miller. He's on the board standing by himself. He's got 2 guys coming at you. Change. Do something different. That was, to me, if there was a mistake made by the Vancouver Canucks coaching staff, and Tocchet's going to win the Coach of the Year, and should. And he's got this team playing. I mean, what they did in the third period was incredible. But they lost this series because of their power play. The 5-on-3 in Game 6, the 4-minute power play in Game 7, and they did nothing to change it. So good on the Oilers. They didn't have to change anything on their kill because it was so successful. But it was a fun game. It certainly got the heart rate up of Edmonton Oilers fans. Stuart Skinner played well. And then I don't know if enough is being said about I believe it was Janmark, a block at the end. The Vancouver Canucks got their look. At the very end, they finally got their look, a one-timer from the high slot. And Janmark got his foot out on it. So good on him. But the best part, it just gets harder and harder because the Dallas Stars, Vancouver is better than LA. The Dallas Stars are better than Vancouver. It's going to be a fun series.
Rob, great stuff.
Sounds good, Bob.
All right, the smart play of the night. Rob said it. We're going to give it to Matthias Janmark, part of the Oilers' penalty kill, and front of the puck with a huge block late in the game. Smart play of the night, brought to you by Catelli Smart Pasta with all natural ingredients. It's the smart move for your next meal. Look for the box the next time you shop. This is the Rogers Postgame Show on the Oilers Radio Network.
Hey, Paul Brandt here. You know what I'm a fan of? Alberta. The wide open spaces, the highways and byways, and a rugged, beautiful terrain that I'm proud to call home. Maybe that's why I'm also a fan of my Ford F-150. It's tough, capable, and smart, which makes it a natural fit for roads like these. So if it's a new truck you're looking for, look no further than the truck Albertans love to drive, F-150. Head into your Alberta Ford dealer and tell them PB sent you.
As the excitement heats up on the ice, why not heat things up at home too with Pizza 73, the official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. There's no better pairing for hockey than hot, delicious pizza delivered right to your door. So whether you're cheering from the arena or your living room, make sure you've got Pizza 73 on your team. Order now and fuel your playoff passion with the perfect pie. Remember, on game nights, don't just watch, deliver with Pizza 73.
From your home to the ice rink, ATCO Energy is there. As the official energy provider of Rogers Place, we're also proud partners of the Edmonton Oilers. ATCO Energy, powering your place. Customers are free to purchase natural gas services or electricity services from a retailer of their choice. For a list of retailers, visit ucahelps.alberta.ca or call 310-4822.
This is the Rogers Postgame Show on the Oilers Radio Network.
All right, let's go to the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Pizza 73. Pizza 73, the official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. Eastern Conference Final starts Wednesday night as the New York Rangers host the Florida Panthers. The Western Conference Final, the Edmonton Oilers survive and advance. Survive, they win game. They didn't only succeed, they prevailed in game number 6, 5-1. But give the Vancouver Canucks credit. They came back from 3-0 down, forced a 3-2 score, and the Oilers held them off at the end. Edmonton and Dallas on Thursday. This is the Rogers Postgame Show on the Oilers Radio Network.
Going back to school can be as scary as taking the winning shot, but it doesn't have to be. Score a great future with Northern Lakes College and supported distance learning. NLC knows that students need attention, support, and the synergy between instructors and peers to keep motivated and connected. They are here to help you meet all your goals and cheer you on. Because at Northern Lakes College, they count their success one student at a time. NorthernLakesCollege.ca.
Look,
I know this is radio, so it's hard to show you how much is on sale during the Big One clearance event at End of the Roll Flooring Centers, but it's a lot. Like this flooring, or this one, and all these. Yep, all at clearance pricing for a limited time. Now, you don't need to just imagine what it would look like, though. You can use our visualizer at endoftheroll.com to upload a picture of your room to see the flooring in your actual home. Try it. Find something you love, then get a great deal on it at the Big One clearance event on now at End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Let's go to the Molson Cup 3 stars, brought to you by Molson. Whether it's Canadian Ultra Export or Excel, there's a Molson with your name on it. Third starter night, he was brilliant at times during the game. 26 saves. Arturs Shelovs, what a future he has for the Canucks. Second starter night, 2 more points for Evan Bouchard. He moves into third in NHL play. Well, he was already in third playoff scoring. He's up to 20 points. The Oilers with 3 skaters over 20. The first star, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' best game, in my opinion, ever as an Oiler. Playoff style. As he picked up a goal, assist, massive part of the Oilers' penalty kill as well. Rogers Postgame shows special thanks to Vancouver Engineers, Green.